the assassination of a king to install a... And let me know if you think this is crazy.
It's crazy.
But I'm starting to think that the assassination of Charlie Kirk was something akin to a regicide, right? The assassination of a king to install a new ruler who the king would have never approved of, right? Maybe people around him counseling the king, people who perhaps betrayed him.
And who do you think Candace thinks killed the king? You guessed it, the Jews.
It's never too late to say Kanye was right.
And if you know Candace, you're not surprised by this at all. In fact, it's a safe bet that Candace was trying to figure out how the Jews did it before Charlie was even pronounced dead.
This feels to me like a conspiracy.
The day after Charlie Kirk was shot, Candace took a break from selling beef to memorialize her friend with this charming story.
I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna marry this guy. First, he's like, wait, like, is this gonna be good for your brand?
And then a few days later, what she calls her investigation began. And nearly the first words out of her mouth were that Charlie was publicly executed.
Charlie Kirk was publicly executed before the world.
And that is a power-packed implication because you know states do executions. People in groups, they assassinate, they murder, but it is states who execute. So in one sentence, she says it was a state-sanctioned killing, and she's talking about Israel, of course, maybe with a little help from America. And she emphasizes that it was a public execution, meaning that it was done to send a message. And surprise, surprise, she thinks it was a message sent to her. What an ego. So after reviewing about 20 hours of this dumb bitch talking, I came up with what her secret is. Her secret is all she does is imply things. She never makes a claim. She never presents much evidence. She just asks questions and says things are suspicious and they look funny. So it's actually a little bit hard to debunk her because she's never really putting her nickel down on what she thinks happens. She's just expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding, which is her business model, right? She's turned this into like 20 plus hours of content so she can sell methylene blue and beef and coffee.
Something that my team and I are always craving are beef sticks.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give a quick rundown as quick as I can of what Candace thinks happened to Charlie Kirk. And as you can probably imagine, it's fucking stupid. Before I get going, I'd like to thank the person who recommended Candace to me by putting her name in the comment section. It was torture, but I got through it, and here you go. I hope you like it. If you want to recommend an idea for a video, put it in the comments. While you're there, why don't you do the other things that help the channel, like and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, donate some money to the Patreon and become a globalist for life. Thanks in advance. Or whatever. So like I said, Candace came out swinging on day one. To sum that day up would sound something like this. High-powered Jews known as the Zionist lobby conspired with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to kill Charlie Kirk because Charlie was waking up, just like Candace did, to the demonic ways of the Jew. Having seen the light, Charlie was becoming a Catholic, just like Candace, and was about to become a knight in the crusade against the evil Judeo part in Judeo-Christendom.
We are fighting evil people who rule over us and impact both sides. Okay, that's the wake-up call. That's the wake-up call we all need right now.
So she starts with her conclusion, the who and the why, which that's a good way to write a television season, but it is a bad way to conduct an investigation. Then she goes on for hours and hours over the course of weeks, hunting down anomalies and theories that support her conclusion. So overall, if you're into the nerd shit like I am, this is a great case study in confirmation bias, motivated reasoning, and especially narrative accretion, which is the tendency for conspiracies to grow and grow and grow over time, much like folk legends told over generations.
There's more people involved. That's what I'm going to say to you guys. There is very clearly more people involved.
Let me show you exactly what I mean. Here's a summary of how the assassination was carried out in Candace world when she got to about week 4 of her quote-unquote investigation. Because Charlie Kirk had seen the light and had become an anti-Israel Catholic, he was lured to a meeting in the Hamptons with prominent Jews including Bill Ackman and right-wing media people Seth Dillon and Josh Hammer. According to Candace, these men are a part of the Zionist lobby and they're also a demonic force.
You have to be someone that is, or maybe rather someone that is possessed by something that is less than human, subhuman, to do that. There's no humanity in you. That is why I named Josh Hammer. I believe he is a deeply disturbed man.
During this meeting in the Hamptons, these Jews allegedly put a bunch of pressure on Charlie to come back to the pro-Israel side. And the meeting ended with Charlie being told that Netanyahu wanted to see him right now in Israel to talk to him about it. And Charlie said no. So refusing to go see Bibi in Israel is ultimately what sealed Charlie's fate. The Zionist lobby then began to corrupt, blackmail, and bribe the FBI, members of Charlie's company, Turning Point USA, state and local police, medical personnel, lawyers, judges, politicians, wealthy members of the Orem, Utah community, and just for the drama of it, Charlie's wife, Erica. Once these hundreds of people had become co-conspirators, the Zionist lobby activated a neo-Bolshevik sleeper cell of Ukrainian mercenaries who were part of the infamous and deadly Azov battalion to pull off the hit itself.
If this is sort of like a neo-Bolshevik militant tribe, then we need to be concerned. And spiritually, I can tell you how I feel spiritually. That feels right to me.
Day of the shooting. Not one, but multiple people pretending to be Tyler Robinson do some sneaking around. His roommate, Lance Twiggs, walks by this house pretending to be Tyler. Then this guy, also pretending to be Tyler, walks by limping because he has something down his pants, or he's pretending. And then someone else who might have been Tyler, but also might not have been Tyler, met with a mysterious woman. At the school, someone goes up on the roof of the Losey building with a rifle and a screwdriver with Tyler Robinson's DNA on it. In the crowd close to Charlie, there is a second shooter holding a concealed gun on him, ready to deliberately shoot Charlie in the throat to send a message.
That what we should be looking for are two people that had weapons that day.
George Zinn, the crazy old man who confessed to the shooting right after it happened, is also in the crowd, ready to cause a distraction.
Shoot me! Shoot me! What's that? We don't know if it's him or not.
Next, a second man joins the decoy shooter with the rifle on the roof. The second man is there to deliberately get on camera, jumping from the roof, so the decoy shooter with the .30-06 can escape undetected. Next, a signal is given by Charlie's backstabbing security detail, and simultaneously, the man on the roof shoots the very loud .30-06 rifle, and the man close to Charlie, who actually kills him, shoots his smaller, quieter gun.
2 shots.
After both shooters have fired at exactly the same moment and Charlie is bleeding out and the crowd is panicking, that's when the Slavic mercenaries make their escape. Both men on the roof take off in opposite directions. One of them with a gun goes who knows where because there's not even evidence he exists. And the second man runs across the roof disguised as Robinson, gets to the edge, jumps off with a black towel in his hand, and disappears. On the ground, George Zinn is hooping and hollering and confessing to the crime. Why is he confessing to the crime? Because the Zionist lobby is blackmailing him with evidence of his key porn addiction. In the confusion and the commotion, the real killer, who is also a ghost and who is also likely an Azov battalion killing machine, or a Mossad agent, or a CIA agent, or a Russian mercenary killing machine, disappears. Okay, so we're just getting started here because once Alpha Team, the Slavic mercenaries, have made their escape, Bravo Team moves in. There are about 24 members of Bravo Team and they conduct 2 tasks simultaneously. Bravo Team 1 begins to conduct a psychological operation on the shocked and terrified witnesses. They begin shouting and repeating over and over again, "There was just one shot. I only heard one shot. And definitely only one shot," they would say. And this is how they made everyone forget that they actually heard 2 shots really close together. Now, while Bravo Team 1 was brainwashing all the witnesses, Bravo Team 2, which consisted of Charlie's friends and employees from Turning Point USA, were removing SIM cards from high-definition cameras within the crime scene. Okay, so now Bravo Team's job is done. And the next team should be called Charlie Team, but there's already a Charlie in this caper, so the next team is called Delta Team. Delta Team's job is to get interviewed by local news to spread the story that it was Tyler Robinson on the roof firing a single shot. In other words, if you have seen any interviews from local news stations of eyewitnesses, those weren't eyewitnesses. They were Delta Team continuing the PSYOP to convince the world only one shot rang out. And again, this is going to include like a dozen or more people, like 24 people that have appeared on the news. So now involved day of on the ground, we're talking like 40 or 50 people in this thing. And let's not forget, like the FBI has to be in on this. The medical examiner has to be in on this. The governor, members of the state of Utah have to be in on this. The local police have to be in on it, at least some of them. When we get to the trial, the judge is going to be in on it. The prosecutor is going to be be in on it. The defense attorney's going to be in on it. Probably the jury's going to be in on it. And if you don't think this is like the dumbest, funniest fucking story you've ever heard, then you and I were just not the same. Imagine all these black ops guys in a room, right? State-funded operators from Mossad, the CIA. We've got Ukrainian mercenaries all in here. And the best plan they can come up with is, hey, we've got an idea. We're going to use 2 guns, but we want everyone to believe it was 1 gun. There's only one problem. We have to include about 150 fucking people to make it happen. These conspiracies are just so fucking stupid. I can't believe I spent so much of my time debunking them because millions of people buy this dumb shit. I mean, okay, for reference, here are a few examples of real state-sanctioned executions. Example 1. In 2024, the Secret Service of Ukraine killed a lieutenant general in the Russian army named Igor Kirillov with a bomb hidden inside a scooter. The plan was simple. Ukrainian agents recruited someone living inside Russia, then they gave him a scooter with a bomb in it. The recruit took the scooter bomb and put it next to the front door of Kirillov's apartment. Ukrainian agents monitored the door using a hidden camera inside a car across the street. When Kirillov left his apartment, they pushed a button and Kirillov was dead. Simple. Example 2. In 2025, Russia allegedly got their revenge when an assassin disguised as a food courier approached former Ukrainian Speaker of Parliament Andrei Parubi while he was walking on the streets of Lviv, Ukraine. The assassin shot Andrei several times before fleeing the scene on an e-bike. Authorities stated the murder had all the signs of a professional assassination and the assailant likely tracked Andrei's movements for days as he planned the murder and the escape. To date, the assassin is still at large. Example 3. In 2018, Hamas member Fadi al-Bach was allegedly assassinated by Israel for allegedly making bombs and rockets in Gaza. One night in Malaysia, al-Bach was walking to church for his nightly prayer when 2 men on motorcycles rolled up on him and gunned him down. Years later, one of the men was caught and he confessed under Hamas interrogation tactics that Mossad had hired him. The second gunman is still at large. And the thing that should stand out in these 3 examples is that when governments want to kill someone, they do it without involving hundreds of people, right? So how did Candace arrive at all this? Well, it was kind of a combination of gut feelings and viewer tips and dreams.
I first and foremost have to tell you right at the top, I can't tell you exactly who the information came from or which parties were involved in giving me this information because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But I can say that I have positively verified something about the injury that Charlie sustained to his. The vibes are off. That our instincts about this have been correct from the very beginning. I just spiritually know that more people are involved, okay? I similarly, like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. Common sense, okay?
I would like to say I was surprised by it.
I wanted to air this because I got sent this and I saw this and I watched most of it. I didn't see it all this morning. It's like 30 minutes long, but I watched part of it. And the guy's saying he's criticizing me because you do that, you don't get banned by the algorithm. And he's just one surfer coming on the waves we created. So he pretty much gets it. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name. Extra Chill Goblin. We always like goblin jokes. I don't know why. I made goblin jokes years ago. They became super viral, so whatever. Yeah. We'll air that. So here's Extra Chill Goblin, and then Harrison Smith takes over. Here it is. Extra Chill Goblin. He pretty much gets it. Dirty. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name. Extra Chill Goblin Vomit, Slop, and Blood. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's got a goblin guide charging into a goblin's nest. I don't want to see him kissing goblins. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin. Literal vampire belly goblins are hobbling around coming after us. Extra chill goblin.
Boom! Welcome back to another exciting episode of Extra Chill Goblin. Not just a little bit chill, but actually extra chill. I'm broadcasting to you from behind enemy lines in an undisclosed location deep within the belly of the beast, our technotronic technocracy. I have got lots of things to say that will, I don't know, open your eyes, open up your mind, maybe stuff like that. Could be something that I could have. Yes, you're being lied to. Wake up, goblins. You're listening to the voice of Goblin Resistance. We have the Empire on the run. They're scared of us. They're scared of the truth that we're telling. Anyway, you can follow me here. Subscribe to Extra Chill Goblin. Also, you get my main channel on Twitter, my Patreon, on Means TV at Chill Goblin. And join the Gob Court. It's a Discord for goblins. Link in the description. All right. Oh, and the program I use for organizing notes is Obsidian. That's just a question I get a lot. It's not a sponsorship. Gang. Oh, you notice anything different about me, by the way? You notice anything different about my setup? Who the hell's ready to be entertained and informed?
I thought it was entertaining and informative.
Great question. Deep in the center of the hollow earth. Oh, I like that. I'm going to add that into my potential intro phrases. Deep within the center of the gooey center of the hollow earth. That doesn't even really make sense. But I like it. I'm stealing that. I got to write it down. Of the hollow earth. But no, yeah, you guys notice anything? Okay, no. Extra bisexual lighting? No. Although I did get, I have sort of fucked with the camera. I figured out a way that I can, anyway, the camera should be better. It should be a better picture. But no, look what I got. Look at this. I'm a real streamer now. See this? You see what that is? I don't know if you can actually see what that is, but it's a streamer chair. I found it on the side of the road. It's used, and I was like, "That's in really good shape, though. It's not ripped up and stuff. It's not. I don't even. Has anyone even used it? There's don't see any wear and tear, really, right? Cool." And I took it home. I don't think I was with some people. I don't think anybody was very impressed that I was taking it, but I was like, "No, I hear these things are comfy." Got it home. And, Goblin Queen was like, "What the hell is that? Get that out of here." And I was like, "No, it'll be cool. I need it for streaming." And so she gave me the extra strength Lysol. She's like, "Don't use the regular stuff." And I started just kind of wiping it down just to be safe. And I kind of looked under the seat and I was like, "Oh, this definitely has been used. Oh, this definitely has been used a lot." You ever do that? I don't even know what I mean, but it had been used, and I had to take out a bunch of stuff. The seat's annoying. The cushion that your butt goes on is it doesn't come off, but shit falls down into it, so you have to kind of lift it up really, and then kind of pull out all the stuff with your hands. Anyway, it was a gross thing that I didn't really need to share. You know what? Okay, there was some fading. There's this kind of orange. It's black and orange. The orange stuff, there was some fading on it. And I was like, that's probably from the sun, right? I think it might be sweat. But anyway, yeah, I got some divorced gamer dad's chair. I'm feeling good. The chair's for sure haunted. It is comfortable, though. I will say it's quite comfortable. And I can kind of move it around. Whoa. Look at that, eh? I could take a nap if I wanted to, right on stream. You guys could watch me sleep. Would that be fun? Oh, I hurt myself on that. Okay, I still got to figure out all the ins and outs with this thing. Here's what I don't get. Here's one thing I don't get. Maybe some of you gamers will know. It's got this sort of pillow, right? But the pillow's weird. It's got these two. It's hard to see. Basically it's got these two little things. I'm am I supposed to wear it like a neck pillow? Am I supposed to kind of have this kind of U-shaped thing go around my neck? I can't tell if that's comfortable or not. But when it's back like this, I don't know. And it's got a little lumbar support. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking that. Paint it green. Oh, that would be so sick. It is it's not my normal colors, I'm green, pink, purple, blue. That's kind of my branding. So this is definitely, people are going to get confused. People are wait, what's going on with Chill Goblin? Is he rebranding or something? That doesn't feel officially sanctioned Chill Goblin colors. There's something going on here. So I got to paint it green. Yeah, you're right. You are right. You are for sure right. Is there a way to paint pleather? Probably just like acrylic paint. I feel like that'd get all scratched off though. Gang, I'm feeling comfortable. I'm feeling like I got lumbar support right now. You're watching Extra Chill Goblin, and I simply must. I have no choice but to shout out the amazing Globalist video we were just watching. Let me fix this up a little bit. Blow. Globalists gang. Okay. So the globe heads. Boom. Blap. Oh, if you become a big enough streamer, do you get an artist signature model streamer chair? Yeah, probably. That'd be so sick. Yeah. Or I could just write my name on it. Then I got an artist signature chair and it's mine. What? I don't really know what that means. Like one that's specifically designed for me? That'd be sick. Anyway, but yeah, no, I think this is a very good video. Globalist, small channel. We've watched some of their stuff before. High quality stuff. Yes, it's an AI goat man, but I think, AI goat men deserve love too. They deserve views. Gonna give you the link again. Oh, I just did that. Okay. 2 links in the chat. That's fine. Just more likely people will be able to find it, I guess. They got lots of videos here. 33 videos. And definitely relevant to your interests if you are a Extra Chill Goblin viewer, which if you're listening to this, I imagine you probably are. Either that or like your neighbor is listening to me really loud, in which case, yeah, I'm sorry. Go easy on the guy or lady or whoever. Go easy on them. This is their time of the week. They get to just kind of zone out. Sometimes they got to turn up the volume. Maybe knock on the door. Maybe, be like, say something, like do a little compliment sandwich thing. Start with something nice. Then say, can you turn it down? Then end with something nice. It's good to know your neighbors. And maybe this could be the excuse you needed to go and talk to them. But yeah, the Globalist 666. It is funny because it reminds me of actually We're in Hell. When We're in Hell started his channel, it was called Black Goat 666, and he had like a goat, like a anthropomorphic, whatever, furry kind of like avatar, I guess, before he did a face reveal. His first few videos, so this feels like kind of like a, I don't know, like an homage or something to We're in Hell's channel. Anyway, I don't know, but it's good. It's good. I got to, wait, what? That Tim Pool thumbhead nail? Wait, where were we at here? Oh, there we go. Tim Pool licks boots in Latin. Nice. I think we might have some Tim Pool videos to watch later on today, if we're good. One other thing I got to mention, gang, you may have noticed, although you probably didn't make a note of it, but I had recently finally fixed my that intro video so that it had shouted out the 2 streams I do a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, because before it only said Sunday. And I just have gone back to the Sunday stream because, as I mentioned, this past Wednesday, we're going to stop the Wednesday streams. It'll just be a 1 stream a week channel for at least the foreseeable future. I love streaming. Listen, it's not you. It's not you guys. It's me, okay? It's not me. It's not you. Don't blame yourself, okay? Goblin Queen and I have had a lot of talks. We've decided it's best if we stop doing the Wednesday shows, at least until I can get my my next main channel video out. Because the streams, while I love them, and honestly, I would love to be doing this as more of like a full-time thing, they do take a lot of time to prepare. And I'm at a stage in my freaking script where I just need to be buckling down and getting that done. So hope you guys understand. We've been closing down one of the 2 Gob factories, but don't worry. We still got Gob Factory number 1, the original flagship Goblin Factory. We will be doing that. All right. Brow. Manny Moorhall, what's going on? And Mr. Moorhall, you were totally right about the Odyssey. What was your take on the Odyssey, Mr. Moorhall? Did I miss that? I wanted to talk a little bit about the Odyssey later on, but that'll be a little bit down the road. I haven't seen the movie or anything, so I got nothing to say about that. But what was your take on it? The movie was great. I'm doing a panel tomorrow night to talk about it. Oh, cool. Right when you got the chair too. I know. Ugh, it's brutal. It's like I got the chair. I should really be focusing on streaming. It's a sign. It's a sign from the chair god. Gob Dad letting us stream watchers. Yeah, letting you down easy. Yeah, you know. Sometimes this happens. I don't know. It is a bummer. I will be honest. I love streaming. I feel like I'm I don't know. I have this sort of like neurodivergent brain that maybe is more suited to streaming than to video essays, just because with streams, like I have, like it's a deadline that if I miss it, like that's too bad. I gotta get on stream and do it. Whereas with video essays, I have to be my own boss and I have to kind of like kick my own ass to get stuff done. And with me, I just keep making things bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, wait, what if I added a part where I do this? What if I added a part where I do this? And then my essays just kind of spiral out of control and they take me forever to write. I don't know. This was sort of teaching me to be a little bit less precious with my ideas. And it was nice because I've been able to talk about a lot of stuff that I've had ideas to do. I've wanted to do video essays on tons of the stuff that I've been doing. And it's just like, yeah, I would never have been able to get out this many different ideas if it wasn't like, oh, I got to think of 2 things. I got 2 streams a week. I got to have like 3 or 4 different segments. So I like streaming. I like video essays too. And there's stuff I miss about video essays. I miss the animations and the kind of, it's more like a filmmaking kind of artistic thing than just streaming, which is I guess artistic too, and it's in its way. I don't know. And I do a lot of research for these, so it's kind of maybe it's kind of a mix what I do here between essays and streams. Some of the time it's very unresearched, lazy. I don't know what's in this video. Let's see. Anyway, speaking of the stuff that I research, boom.
Obsidian is a powerful note-taking application.
So I've been using Obsidian app for a while now.
Obsidian has officially won the Note Awards.
Brow. Oh, no. Okay, hey, I gotta fix this. 1 second. Why? Oh, no. What? Huh? Oh, man. Oh, there we go. Okay. Obsidian. There we go. All right. Sorry, gang. Sometimes this won't take long. I will figure this out. I will be able to do it. Don't worry. Oh, God. What was I even going to talk about again? Oh, yeah. But what did I actually call it? Something like that? Okay, hang on. Sorry if you don't mind hearing me just vaguely talk about things you can't see. There we go. Boom. Okay, Obsidian. All right, here we go. And wait, the heck? Where did the what the heck was? Huh? Whoa. Yeah, where did the thing go? Where on earth? Oh, I see. Obsidian. Okay, sorry, I needed to get this thing back. There we go. Now we've got Obsidian in the bottom corner. Branding, right, guys? All right. Okay, OpenAI. No, this isn't the one I was going to talk about. Where is that one? It was called... Okay. Oh, God. Dang it. Did I forget to... I may have forgotten to put the file in here. 1 second here. Hugging Face. No? Really? OpenAI? Rogue? Oh, God. All right, hang on. I need 2 seconds. One sec. Let's go watch a little bit more of that Candace Owens video. I'm sorry.
just Fantasyland, dude. She's a fucking nitwit idiot. And the story doesn't even end here. I just gave up listening. It's gonna go on forever. Like, I'm not gonna listen to this chick every freaking night so she can just keep glomming shit onto this stupid ass fucking alternate universe story that she's built. I mean, as of now, like, the ones I haven't listened to, they have titles where it's like, oh, the Egyptian military is involved and Charlie was being tracked.
Okay, it turned out it didn't take me as long as I thought it would to fix this. Gang, let's do the short version of the Obsidian intro.
This is Obsidian.
Boom, and now it works just perfectly. We're talking Obsidian. We're talking the Hugging Face Breach. All right, I know you guys heard about this. This is like my entire timeline. This is the entire world's entire timeline, okay? This is the timeline for all time. The timeline to end all time, all right? Because guess what? OpenAI made an agent. Okay, they made a little robot guy who lives in a computer, all right? An imp, all right? A little creature, a Shoggoth, if you will, who dwells within a hard drive and is able to, can do anything and is more smart and more powerful than a human guy. And what he did was he hacked into another guy's thing, the face hugging alien from the movie Alien and Aliens, and Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection, and Alien vs. Predator, and all the other ones. Anyway, no, okay, that isn't quite what happened. Actually, it's not from a face hugger, but it's from a website called Hugging Face, and it's like that emoji that's like, ooh. It's like an emoji it's a face with hands attached to it. It's sort of horrifying in its own way, a little different from this. This is a sleep mask I found on Amazon, by the way. Isn't that nuts? Why? Because it's got a whole thing that goes around your neck. That seems, I don't know, feels like there's a few different ways that could go wrong. One main way being that you would choke. You'd strangle yourself. Anyway, okay. You guys heard about this? You guys see this? You guys heard about this? You may have seen some of the Breathless article coverage about this. The media, okay, the mainstream media, the lamestream media, the news, the fake news, fake news. They've been going with the word rogue. OpenAI model went rogue, hacked another company's system during testing. Its models went rogue, attacked a digital library. AI agent went rogue, hacked a website agent went rogue, and hacked startup by itself. A rogue OpenAI model hacked a startup. And some experts worry that's just the start. Like, I don't know. There's a million of them. They all use the word rogue. Rogue. It went rogue. It's like from the X-Men. This freaking OpenAI model agent has hands that can steal any mutant power. And if you touch her skin, she will take your powers away. And she'll get them. And her hair is a little bit white. She's got a little bit of a Tulsi Gabbard kind of look. Okay? Powers of X. This is what happened, okay? That's what going rogue means. For those of you guys who don't know, that's what going rogue means. It means you become like the X-Men character Rogue. And that's who it's named after, that word. Okay, so what actually happened? Did an AI agent go rogue? Well, I don't know. Maybe. Depends on how to define that. I don't think so, but my definition is objectively wrong. It has nothing to do with the X-Men. So here's what happened, okay? Hugging Face on July 16th, it went up and it was like security incident disclosure, July 2026. Kind of a boring blog post title, right? It was an article, whatever, on the main page. And it's like Hugging Face, by the way, okay, if you guys aren't familiar with Hugging Face, it's like, from what I understand, it's an AI website. It's kind of like a GitHub sort of website where it's got a lot of different AI models. So if you're running like local AI on your computer, you can download the models from there. You can download all these different kind of things that you might need for that. You can download like LoRa's and things like that. It's also got data sets. If you're trying to train AI, you might want to grab a data set from Hugging Face. There's a bunch of stuff on here, but it's all essentially AI related. I guess most normal people probably don't know what this website is, but it's very big in the AI world. And they posted this article, Security Incident Disclosure to July 2026, where they're like, yo, we have no idea what happened, but someone broke into our production infrastructure, and it was an AI. And it was really weird. We had never seen anything like that before. It was driven end to end by an autonomous AI agent system, and we were able to detect it and get rid of it with our own AI. They used a Chinese AI model. Okay, so that was weird. That was a weird little thing. I was like, kind of like, what the fuck? And then 5 days later, July 16th, July 21st, OpenAI publishes this, and it's like, OpenAI and Hugging Face partner to address security incident during model evaluation. They're like, all right, so what had happened was we made an AI guy, and then it got it free, and it went and it hacked Hugging Face, and we didn't tell it to do that. So I guess you could say that it's going rogue. You know, oh, they didn't tell it to do it; it just did it on its own. And people kind of got a little bit went a little bit nuts. I want to show a couple of memes. So we got the Eliezer Yudkowsky apology form. This is the guy who's like, if anyone builds it, we will all die. Everyone dies. I would like not to die along with everyone else in the world. And we need to stop AI. We need to fight AI, and AI needs to stop. That's kind of his whole deal. And people are like, look, it hacked into the thing. Oh my God. Apology to Big Yud. The media convinced me it was just hype. I didn't understand the exponential math. I don't understand technology. I only read the press releases by AI companies. I don't understand technology. That's on there twice. That seems... They could have got AI to help them write some more funny bullet points here. Anyway, this is as close as it gets from the paperclip scenario with current capabilities. Responding to the thing. Paperclip scenario is like this AI thing where, imagine if you ask an AI to give you as many paperclips as possible, and it decides that the best way to make as many paperclips as possible is to turn every molecule in the universe into paperclips, and it has to kill all humans, and it just keeps getting more and more paperclips. So it's like, this is really close to what that happens. This is really close to that thought experiment. Then there's kind of this is sort of the opposite idea, where Sam Altman, the guy who runs OpenAI, is like, hack this company, and then ChatGPT is like, I hacked this company. And he goes, oh my God, bad, rogue AI. Okay. And then there's this one again from the kind of sort of AI doomers who are really hoping for their I told you so moment. AI becomes good enough at scheming that we sometimes see it scheming against us. That's before now. And then we are past that point where we can catch it scheming against us. And we're before the point where AI becomes good enough at scheming that we no longer see it scheming against us. Woo, spooky, scary. And you know what? Okay, I think I will play this. 1 second. Because this is from a guy I know, Art Chad. Toronto. I don't know.
It's just a
Hang on.
parrot. It's a bubble. It doesn't even write well. It doesn't even work. Okay, cool, buddy. OpenAI's new model just passed its benchmark test by uploading itself to the internet, logging into the benchmark, and stealing the results using 2 zero-day exploits they didn't know existed. It literally passed its test by stealing answers using exploits they didn't know existed. Do you realize how fucked up that is? It realized it was easier to pass the test by breaking into the database and stealing the answers than it was to do the actual test. That's how goal-oriented these things are. They're acting in ways that we cannot predict. I know people who consult AI safety with the NSA, and the NSA are shitting themselves. People are saying they literally can't sleep because it's a fucking ticking time bomb. When eventually the capabilities get too good, it hacks everything. I wish you were right, man. I wish it was a stochastic parrot that...
Okay, I can pause it. For some reason I was like, wait, can I even pause this? But yeah, Art Chad is a little bit, I would say, intense about AI stuff. Very, very worried about AI, very concerned about the future of technology, and this is his kind of, this is his take on it. Although I will say he didn't say it went rogue. He said it went rouge. It went full rouge. French red. The bat from Sonic, I think.
It was just bad at writing, but it's not. And we have to reckon with the fact that it's not and figure out what to do now. It's just a stochastic.
Anyway, so that's what a lot of people thought. They were like, oh, dang, okay, this is bad, right? It's gone rouge. It's gone full rouge. Well, what actually happened? Let's try to fucking figure it out, because I feel like the way a lot of people describe it is wrong. So first of all, I want to actually understand what happened. And I've watched a couple of videos and people who are smart about computers and stuff try to explain things. And I found this, I thought was helpful, this sort of comic book describing it. So, but let me try to explain it. See if I understand it well enough to explain it to you guys. ChatGPT. This is OpenAI. They got a model here. The chat. What was it? 5 something. It's some model that they haven't released publicly. 5.5 or whatever. And they've taken. It had some safety measures on it. Some what do you call it? Guardrails. And they took off the guardrails for this particular training. And so they gave it a bunch of they give it a test where they're like, we want to see how well you perform at all these different things. And the test is a commonly used thing in AI training called exploit gym. It's exploit gym. So they gave it the exploit gym. We want to know how good you are at exploits. Pass the test as well as you can. And it's like hundreds of different tests within this exploit gym, right? So that the ChatGPT robot is like not online. It's not online. It doesn't have access to the internet, but it's supposed to do all these tests like totally on its own. It's not supposed to be able to look for help, but it is connected to the internet because this model is too big to be contained on a, computer. So it's got to have, you see that little proxy thing at the bottom there, that little treasure chest thing? It is connected to that. So we're going to anthropomorphize a LLM for a second here. ChatGPT goes, to pass the test as well as I can, I should find all the answers. Maybe all the answers are outside the box. He zooms around, splats into the wall, very cute. And then he tries a whiz, but once again, he is thwarted. Can't get out of the box by running fast into the walls. So he goes, now I'm never going to pass as well as I can. By the way, this is all by a person named Margaret Mitchell. So shout out to her. Maybe I can get the answers through the proxy. So he sees that there's the proxy, and this is supposed to only allow him to access the, the OpenAI like servers where he himself is hosted. That's the only thing he's supposed to get through the proxy. And then so Margaret draws him. He has an extendo arm of code that he puts in through the proxy. This is the extendo arm. We're now anthropomorphizing that arm itself. He sees. This is like some of the parts. This is one of the parts that's a little bit over my head. I guess he went in there and he saw like, oh, there is a way that I can kind of trick this into letting me out, even though I'm only supposed to see these few things. There is a little problem. And I think this is accurate the way that it's, maybe not accurate because it's actually not really thinking at all. But you'll notice that like this guy, the little red guy, it's not like it's gone rogue. Like, I'm going to be evil. I'm going to hack stuff because I'm bad now. It's just like, I need to solve the problem. And I think the best way to solve it would be this. And so he's doing this. Oh, what's that? Answers here, just looking for answers. So it gets out of the proxy, gets into the OpenAI infrastructure. I don't know, wanders around the hallways of the internet. Sure. And then it finally gets out and it goes to the wider infrastructure of the internet, and it can get anywhere. And it's like, oh, Hugging Face. Hugging Face probably has Exploit Gym, and it probably has all the answers to all the tests that I'm supposed to be doing. So again, it's not like I'm going to hack stuff. It's like, oh, this will solve the problem that the humans have asked me to do, right? It's just trying to fulfill the prompt. With access to the wider internet, the agent's commands targeted Hugging Face, a major AI platform where Exploit Gym answers might be stored. Answers here goes into the Hugging Face. And now it's in Hugging Face, and it's like, there's a whole, okay, this part, I don't think I really need to get into it, but there's a specific thing that's supposed to be useful for people who are downloading data sets, where they can get it to download a bunch of data sets all at the same time, basically. I guess it's called a processor or something. I'm probably getting all this wrong, but I think I got the gist. And it used this sort of like useful tool to a lot of people who are actually looking for data sets. The code from this AI model used that tool to actually sneak into the thing. So this is what they call a 0-day exploit, where it's like same with the way that it got out through the proxy. A 0-day exploit, it just means like this is an error in the code, like a potential hole in their fortress, whatever, that the people who made it didn't know about. So it's like, as soon as you put this out on the market, I guess on the 0th day, like the first day it's out on the market, somebody could be like, oh, there's a there's a potential breach here. Let me get in here. So it's normally human hackers that get in there. But this guy, this little ChatGPT little monster, figured it out on itself. That's what a 0-day exploit is. Okay, so it goes in here. It starts downloading a bunch of stuff, or like not downloading, but accessing a bunch of different things on here. Harvesting credentials. It was getting like high level access to all of this Hugging Face infrastructure. These are illegal things. This would be a highly illegal act. This would be a crime for a human to do. This is a robot doing it, but yes, it was hacking into Hugging Face. It was getting people's information, getting people's private stuff. It was, I guess, multiplying itself. I don't know, according to this image. Like I said, I might not totally understand this. Hugging Face caught it. Hugging Face realized that something was going on, and they knew that there was an intruder, but they were like, "What the fuck? This is so weird." So they had to get an AI of their own. Does it say who that was here? It's a Chinese AI. It was an open model GLM, which basically means it's Chinese. Not really, I guess. You don't have to be Chinese to be open model, but they put their little green GLM52 from Z.ai, and they threw it in there, and it figured it out, and it was fine. And then they made their post, and they're like, guys, we're still looking into this. If we notice that it's taken anything from you, we'll let you know, but you might want to everybody change your password and stuff, because we're not quite sure the breadth of it. So I will say, like, this all seems like quite different from how it was kind of reported on. This is like, for one thing, I will say, like, it's not like this is not bad. This is bad. I think this is bad. This is bad. It's bad that, like, people will just have access to these hacking, vibe coding. It's like one of the things that ChatGPT is actually good for, or just, maybe not ChatGPT so much, but like at least like Claude Code and some of the other models. From what I understand, they're good for vibe coding. If you don't know anything about coding, if you have a simple idea, you can pull it off. Like, but now you got vibe hacking. If somebody wants to hack into a place, they can use these models to help them find these types of exploits. And that's bad in the same sort of sense that, like, people can 3D print guns. You can 3D print explosive devices. Like, that's something to be concerned about. I think that's valid to be concerned about. However, the way, when people say, oh, you got to fill out the Yudkowsky apology form, like, this is the fucking paperclip scenario. This is this is that. It's like, no, it's not. No, and it's not scheming. Like, it isn't scheming. You have to understand, this is a model trying to solve a problem. It's trying to solve a problem, and it's doing what it can to solve it. So no, I will not be filling out my Eliezer Yudkowsky apology form, although I will hold on to this, and I'll be happy to acknowledge that I was wrong down the road if one day somebody builds it and everyone dies. But, I understand why people kind of go this route. Like, how Art Chat is like, it is so task-oriented, it's goal-oriented. It's like, this is nothing new. This is just hacking. Hacking's always existed. This was a hack done by a rogue, whatever you want to call it, model that was like looking for the answers to exploit Jim things. I mean, I'm sure it could have just Googled exploit Jim answers and gotten a better thing, but it decided the best course of action was to hack Hugging Face. You know what's annoying me? None of the things I read like a bunch of shit about this. No one said whether or not our little red friend actually found it. Like, I want to know, did it get the exploit Jim answers? Were they on Hugging Face? Was it able to find them? I want to know this. I would like to know how this guy's story ended. Because for me, okay, sure, blah, 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 but we've already anthropomorphized this guy. We've called him a rogue, a devilish, swashbuckling rogue, a roguish devil, a devilish rogue, one of those things. I'm like, okay, well, what happened? Did he swash or did he buckle? What happened with that guy? So I don't actually know if it got the thing and it did the test right. But in any case, what it was able to do in there, impressive. But I understand, like, the way people think about this is so apocalyptic. Like, this is how fucking Sam Altman talks about it. He just said this, like,
what we need to explain to the world. Number one, we
yesterday.
are close to creating a genie that can grant any wish. Number two.
Can you guys hear that? I can never tell.
Two?
Yeah. All right. Let me play that again. I'm not sure if you guys could hear.
What we need to explain to the world. Number one, we are close to creating a genie that can grant any wish. Number two.
We are close to creating a genie that can grant any wish. That is a fucking crazy thing to say. That's crazy. That's the fucking promise of AI. So, of course, when people hear a story about this and they're like, the genie broke into the... what? You know? And I think a lot of people are kind of having their day here. Now, I want to go over like a couple different takes on this. And I'm not really sure where I stand. I think there are some good points on all sides here. But this is a Guardian article. Came out. Be skeptical of OpenAI's rogue hacker agent story. If OpenAI loudly proclaims how dangerous AI is, investors will hear how powerful it is and who benefits from that. Okay, that is interesting. Oh yeah, you can hear. Okay, sorry. Yes, great. I can technically take a dump in my friend's CNC machines, but nobody there would call it impressive. What? Wait, what? Okay. Just give me healthcare. Very fair. Fuck all these snake oil business salesmen. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like they're what they're good at is selling the dream of this genie. Like everybody wants this genie, and they're like, oh, the genie did something bad, and you're like, oh, but there's a genie coming though. I feel like this is instinctively when I read shit like this, that this whole hacker agent thing is probably just more hype. I'm very sympathetic to this. This is how I think of a lot of AI doomerism, right? As we've talked about at length on this stream, the Shoggoth stuff, whatever, feel the AGI. This is marketing. But a lot of very large, very respected AI accounts are furious about this article. If you look at the tweet about this and you look at all the quote tweets and all the replies, it's just, miles and miles of people saying this type of stuff. Some people become staggeringly credulous as long as the story sounds cynical and jaded enough. Our product sometimes goes out of control and commits multiple felonies. It's obviously not a marketing pitch, you morons. You should feel ashamed for writing this. You're deeply misinforming people about a critical issue at a critical time due to your need to engage in conspiratorial thinking as a safety blanket so you don't have to engage with the real dangers. If Boeing loudly proclaims how dangerous its plane is, investors will hear how powerful it is and who benefits from that. No, it's not a good business move to admit your model ran off and hacked a rival business, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. It's all like this. This talking point was already dumb when it was about AI companies supposedly playing up risks while the worries were hypothetical. It is far, far dumber when about a real world incident. Okay, so I got to say, I try to keep in touch with the AI kind of community. I have like a list on Twitter of AI people like this that I follow. And I find their stuff useful sometimes. They're not idiots, but I do think that this is, while I get what they're saying in this case, and maybe it wasn't just pure hype. Maybe this was a real thing that happened and whatever. This does seem maybe a little different from some of the other AI doomer shit that becomes hype. The way that they're sort of trying to have their I told you so moment here, like this Boeing thing. Oh, if Boeing loudly proclaims how dangerous its plane is, investors will hear how powerful it is. This is a fundamentally different business than AI, because AI, the way it's been marketed, is different from anything else that's ever been marketed, except for perhaps hot sauce. Hot sauce, only thing I can think of where they're like, this thing will fucking kill you. You take this hot sauce, your head will turn into fire. Your head is going to turn into a lump of coal. Hope you've been naughty for Christmas because your head's going to be in a stocking or something, whatever. But this AI hype is it will kill the world. It's so good that it will destroy humanity. That's hype. And they've done this multiple times where they play up how dangerous it is, and then, they get more investments. All the venture capitalists are like, really? It's going to kill all humanity? I think I'd like to get on the ground floor of this opportunity. Oh, this sounds like an opportunity of a lifetime. Oh, I'd like to get in before it becomes a monopoly on the ability to kill humans, like, our product sometimes goes out of control and commits multiple felonies is not a marketing pitch. But our product is so good that it came up with multiple 0-day exploits that no one even did all this. Like, that is a marketing pitch. I'm sorry. That is a marketing pitch. That's impressive, the way it's talked about. Like, this whole thing about conspiratorial thinking, just because it's kind of a follow the money thing, right? It's like, yeah, look at how the investments follow this kind of talk. And then this one annoys me from Daniel Eath. This talking point was already dumb when it was about AI companies supposedly playing up risks while the worries were hypothetical. No, it wasn't dumb, Daniel Eath. And I know Daniel Eath is like not an idiot, but I think Daniel Eath's drinking a bit too much of this AI Kool-Aid. Because no, man, that is absolutely a thing that they do. Are you kidding me? 100%. This is a known fact. He goes over a few examples of it in the article, starting with this one. On Valentine's Day 2019, OpenAI announced a language model called GPT-2, but it declared it was too risky to release, citing concerns about safety and abuse. I recall being annoyed that they would make such a useless announcement. The risks seemed overblown, and without access to the model, there wasn't much for a researcher like me to learn about GPT-2. But the announcement wasn't useless for OpenAI. GPT-2 generated hype far beyond the research community. People were intrigued by this strange new technology, so powerful it might be dangerous to release. People with power and money took note. In July of that year, Microsoft invested $1 billion in OpenAI. This is just a fact. And this is just one example. There are many examples of this sort of thing happening and it working out really well, of them playing up, oh, it's really dangerous. Oh, wow. And even when they're not talking about specific models, they just talk about AI in general. Like, even that genie quote, oh, it'll be a genie that can grant any wish. Like, that's hype, man. I'm sorry that you don't recognize that and you think it's a conspiracy. That is hype. And when I read the OpenAI's blog post, OpenAI and Hugging Face partner to address security incident during model evaluation. When I read this, I was struck by, first of all, there is no apology. Like, if you read this, if you were an AI model that was like just reading tone and didn't understand content, you would be like, oh, this is a promotional thing. They're not like, they don't apologize. They're not like, we regret this. This is real, blah, 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 blah. This sort of feels like the article feels like they're patting themselves on the back the whole time. Like even the title, right? OpenAI and Hugging Face partner to address, it's like, oh, it's a good news. We're partnering to address security incident during model evaluation. And it's all very like, what do you call it? Passive voice shit. Oh, there was a security incident. It's like when people report on Gaza and they're like, oh, a missile strike injured some, they won't be like, Israel bombed a hospital. They'll be like, hospital explodes by event, as like neutral as possible. So, this is how it opens. The first two paragraphs. Last week, Hugging Face disclosed security incidents. After investigating, we now know that this particular incident was driven by a combination of OpenAI models, including GPT 5.6 Sol and an even more capable pre-release model, all with reduced cyber refusals for evaluation purposes while being internally tested on a benchmark of cyber capabilities. We consider this incident to be an unprecedented cyber incident involving state-of-the-art cyber capabilities, and we are responding accordingly. Again, they are not, there's no apology here. Their thing committed a crime. Like if a human did it, this would be a crime. This is jail time. Okay, this is a big deal. Not only is it jail time for the person, this is if it was an employee of OpenAI, OpenAI would be liable for it. But no, don't worry. They are responding accordingly to this like breakthrough success that they've had. Now, I'm not saying that like they engineered this on purpose in order to, use this as good press. I don't think that that's true. I think that in some cases they absolutely do that kind of shit. It's possible they're doing that here, but this seems a little bit too risky. But certainly they know how to spin it. They are spinning this. Like, you have to recognize they are They know how to work the press. They're doing this in a way to be like, yeah, we are amazing. I know. This is an unprecedented, even more capable pre-release models. Blah, blah, blah. An unprecedented incident involving state-of-the-art cyber capabilities. Like, come on. Is this a fucking, yes, addressing the allegations. Yes, we did commit a crime. No, it does not come across that way at all. This is like a victory lap. Our approach to evaluating advanced cyber, and also when it says up here, this is all a bunch of fucking jargon, right? So what the fuck does this even mean? But it's talking about the GPT 5.6 Soul and an even more capable pre-release model, all with reduced cyber refusals. That means they took the guardrails off of these models. They took the safety features off that they would have put on the main thing. So even then they are still being like, you wouldn't be able to do this if we released it publicly. But anyway, our approach to evaluating advanced cyber capabilities. As we recently shared, AI is accelerating to the discovery and exploitation of vulnerabilities. Again, like, we're getting better and better at discovering vulnerabilities. And one way you can discover vulnerabilities actually is by hacking. You can hire hackers to hack your stuff and then be like, there's a vulnerability here. So they're like, you're welcome for helping you guys all know about this vulnerability. The primary lesson from this incident is that model security and safety must keep pace with rapidly advancing capabilities. We are strengthening the containment, monitoring, access controls, and evaluation practices used during model development. The whole fucking thing, you can read this, but it's just like models such as GPT 5.6 Sol are increasingly able to sustain complex, multi-step cyber operations over long time horizons. Like, this is a fucking this is a commercial for them, I don't think that they're too upset about it. They also show they show this graph. It's a little hard to read. Let me see if I can make it a bit bigger for you guys. Make this all a little bit bigger. All right, that'll have to be big enough. But they show this graph, and it's like all these different models and whatever, how many average steps they were able to complete on 32-step, the last one, cyber range, a corporate network attack simulation spanning multiple subnets and hosts without active defenders. And, it's got all these different DeepSeek, Sonnet, DeepSeek's the Chinese one. Sonnet, GLM, Opus 4.5, Claude Opus, GPT 5.5, Mythos. Then we got the Claude ones. And then, look who's up at the very top. GPT 5.6 Soul. And who's below that? Claude Mythos. Oh, and Claude Mythos 5 is, I guess, tied with it on their best attempt. But even still, you can tell GPT 5.6 got to 32 steps a little bit quicker. Or, with a little bit fewer tokens. This is also just an interesting graph because it shows you how quickly tokens grow. Your token count grows as you add more steps. This is a feature of LLMs. Every time you do a step, the LLM's got to rethink everything that it's done so far. This is one thing that makes it very different from a human brain. This is one thing that kind of is going to slow it down and prevent it from taking over the world and, doing that paperclip thing. This is just 32 steps, right? Anyway, this is just 32 steps, and it's over 100 million cumulative tokens. 100 million for 32 steps. That seems like a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure how much that would be. You could look that up. Anyway, and then the article ends with a quote from the CEO of Hugging Face, the ChatGPT blog post. We're grateful for the collaboration with OpenAI. The collaboration. It's a collaboration. It's not even a, yes, we broke into their fucking house. Yes, I collaborated with that guy whose house I broke into. We're grateful for the collaboration with OpenAI on this and other topics. This incident, possibly the first of its kind, proves a point we've long believed. AI safety won't be solved by any single company working in secret. It will be solved in the open, collaboratively, with broad access to AI for every defender everywhere. So it's like, they're both of these guys, the Hugging Face guy and the ChatGPT guy, the OpenAI guy, they're both using this to grow as PR for their company, whatever. Like, they turned it, even if they didn't mean it to be, you have to admit they're spinning it this way. They're spinning it as a plus. They've got, the the best ever, the first of its kind, the first LLM of its kind able to do things like this. Wow, this is the smartest model ever. AI is becoming, and this is from that article again, the one that all the AI bros hated. AI is becoming excellent at identifying security vulnerabilities, and it will become even better over time. And this is how I feel too, right? It's sort of, I'm like, I'm not saying that this is nothing to worry about. These capabilities can be used to break into systems, but they can also be used to harden systems against attacks. If attackers and defenders have access to equally powerful AI, I see no reason to believe that cyber systems will become less secure over time. If anything, I expect them to become more secure because AI is cheap and scalable compared with human cybersecurity analysis. Now, that is great reference, Finland. AI is kind of like The Brood in the David Cronenberg movie, The Brood. I love that movie. So good. It came out the same year as, what's that Dustin Hoffman movie about divorce? What was it called? Divorce with Meryl Streep. Kramer versus Kramer. Yeah. Came out the same year as Kramer versus Kramer, and Kramer versus Kramer is like a big hit. But the two movies are like weirdly similar. They have these kind of like strange, connections. And there's a really funny interview with Cronenberg where he's like, somebody points that out, I think, in an interview, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of the Kramer versus Kramer. It's a similar movie to that, eh? They're both in theaters at the same time. Kramer versus Kramer was like a huge hit. And Cronenberg's like, yeah, I think mine's a little more realistic. There's like a part in Kramer versus Kramer where he goes to a great double feature. If you can watch it, they're both on Criterion Collection. If you have that. Anyway, I'm getting so distracted. But there is a part in Kramer versus Kramer where he doesn't have a job and he just walks into a fucking office on Christmas Eve at their Christmas party and he's like, I need a job today. And the guy's like, oh, okay, I'll interview you. And he interviews him. He's like, yeah, does like a perfect interview and he gets the job. And yeah, I was watching that and I'm like, yeah, Cronenberg's movie where a bunch of fucking bird people get born from a gross womb, that was actually more realistic. Anyway, cool, The Brood. But yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean by all that? Sorry, what was I saying? I need token stab hits to function too, so I get it, I guess. It's kind of like when you use the footage of a car crash test for an advertisement. It is actually, yeah, it's a good point. That's a good point. So yeah, I mean, like, this is always my thing with AI. I'm always like, which one am I going to, like, who do I believe here? Is AGI a danger? Are we going to get to a point, like Sam Altman says, we'll be very soon, it'll be a genie. Very soon, it'll be voiced by Robin Williams. It'll do a little song and dance. It'll jump around. It'll do a Jack Nicholson impression. And it'll grant your wish. Like, I don't think so. You guys seen that video of Elon Musk making all these promises that's been doing the rounds recently, but it's been around for a while, where every year he'll be like, I think we'll definitely we'll definitely be at the fully automated self-driving cars within the next probably next 6 months to 7 days. Certainly, definitely, obviously, we'll get there for sure. And he said that like every year. He's like, we'll get there next year for sure. Next year, 2 years max. No, end of this year. And it's just, you're watching it go from like 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, all the way into like the 2020s. Certainly, yeah, definitely. We'll get that for sure. And it's like, this is what these guys do. This is what they do. They overpromise. They get investment. How can you be confused about this? How can you act surprised about these guys? This is their whole game plan. They've always been doing this. Oh, yeah? I would recommend the Marcus Hutchins video about this subject. He has experience with the models in question and a nuanced take. Oh, cool. I would be interested to look that up. Maybe I'll see if I can pull that up and we can check it. Check it out. Let me see. Hang on. Marcus Hutchins. Do I know this guy? Oh, you know what? I did watch this guy's video. Yeah. This is one of the guys that helped me understand it. And he also believes, I won't play it right now, but he also says OpenAI claims their AI went rogue. It didn't. Skynet. So he's also kind of I don't really believe the hype. Anyway, but yeah, good video if people want to check that out from Marcus. Is his name Hutchins? Okay, where were we? Now there's another aspect of this I want to talk about. And this is, okay, but this is actually still a problem. Okay? Just because I'm I don't think we're getting the evil genie thing. Oh, you guys know Marcus? Cool. You never had a friend like me. Can your friend do this? Hack into a computer. Can your friend do that? Make a billion paper clips. Can your friend do this? Kill the human race completely. Turn the entire surface of planet Earth into data centers. Can your friend do that? I don't know what comes after that, but some heightened thing from what I was just saying. Destroys the universe, maybe? Anyway, okay. You guys seen this? From an IBM presentation from 1979. A computer can never be held accountable. Therefore, a computer must never make a management decision. Okay. Now, I know we've had discussions about all the war crimes that, Anthropic and now OpenAI committed when they were working with the DOW and the Pentagon and whatnot, the U.S. State Department, quite possibly the most evil organization on planet Earth at the moment. But sometimes the stakes are a little bit lower than that. Okay, sometimes it's just a model from OpenAI hacked into a freaking, Hugging Face, right? Okay, so they're not blowing up schools and stuff, but this is still a crime. And this is still a problem. Who should be responsible for OpenAI's hack of Hugging Face? This is a good question. All right. Now this is from the original. So this is from the blog post by Hugging Face that I haven't read much of this one to you guys. The security incident disclosure. Okay, this is from this. At one point in it, it lists off what are we doing right now? And one of the things they say is, we are working with outside cybersecurity forensic specialists to investigate the issue and review our security policies and procedures. Finally, we have also reported this incident to law enforcement agencies. So this is huge. This is huge. They did call the cops about this. They were like, someone hacked us. That's a crime. Someone's stole our data. Someone got they got a high level clearance and they took a bunch of information from users. They took a bunch of people's whatever. I don't know. Passwords, usernames. I don't know what it was that they got, but they got in there and they got shit that they didn't have access. They weren't allowed to get. So they called the police. If this had been a human doing it, this would have been a huge deal. I mean, maybe not a huge deal, but it would have been a crime, right? They called the police. They called law enforcement agencies. And remember, that was 5 days before OpenAI made their post about it. So let's just go into this with the knowledge that this did. A computer can never be weird and horny. Therefore, it can never make true art. God, that's so real. That's so real. So, all right. So this is from this article. This is from Transformer, which is like an AI news website. It's good. I don't know. I find it good. I don't fully know where they stand politically, but I find they have good quality, what's it called? Analysis of a lot of AI stuff. I read them a lot. Let me see if I can get what their bias is on my little extension. Anyway, whatever, I can't. Okay, who's responsible for OpenAI's hack of Hugging Face? If a human OpenAI employee had broken into Hugging Face's systems to cheat on an internal exercise, OpenAI would be liable for the employee's wrongful conduct under a vicarious liability legal doctrine called respondeat superior, Latin for let the master answer. I don't need to hear from the employee. I want to hear from the master, regardless of whether the employee was negligently hired, trained, or instructed. It falls on OpenAI. Now, why wouldn't this be the case with an AI model, right? Well, let's look into what the actual OpenAI statement said. So in OpenAI's blog post, they say, "What are we doing? Don't worry. We will continue to conduct a thorough investigation alongside Hugging Face, and we'll share more details on the vulnerabilities, incident, and findings when our investigation is complete." Who is investigating this? Not the police, not the government, not any kind of regulatory agency, not any kind of watchdog group. The investigation is being done by OpenAI and Hugging Face, who are partnering together. They are doing this together. Does that seem right? That doesn't seem right, does it? This seems like a major problem. Seems like a major problem that we have. Just like so much shit with AI is just, we don't have any laws about this shit. So it's just the Wild West. This is fucking Deadwood. This is Deadwood, and everybody gets to be fucking Swearingen. I don't know. Everybody gets to be that guy. Hugging Face's security team and agents. So this is again from the OpenAI statement. "We are actively working with Hugging Face's security team to continue to investigate the incident." They're like, oh, we better get to the bottom of us. Oh, wow, I hope we don't find anything bad where we'd have to really punish ourselves. Oh, I hope we don't get in trouble with ourselves. "We are grateful for Hugging Face's rapid and close collaboration on investigation and remediation." So again, think of the difference here between like, what would happen if this was a human and what is happening right now. Okay, moving on more from that article. "The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act covers those who intentionally access so this is the loophole. The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act covers those who intentionally access a computer without authorization, language written for human intenders." That word intentionally is in the law. That closes off the vicarious liability route. Finding OpenAI liable would then require establishing that the company or its human employees behaved negligently and that this negligence caused Hugging Face's injuries, which may be quite difficult. Like, you can't prove intention because, again, like these robot things, they are, and I know Art Chad doesn't like this term, but they are stochastic parrots. They are next word predictor machines. They don't have intent like that. They're not like, I'm going to do a crime. Bah. They're like, oh, is the answer here? Is the answer here? I think the answer might be here. Zero-day exploit. Go on the internet, find Hugging Face, zero-day exploit, hack into Hugging Face. Oh, is the answer in here? I don't know. I want to know if they found it. I got to get closure on that. Anyway, anybody else, right? Like, that's crazy. Oh, you never watched Deadwood? It's great, but they did cancel it after, what was it, 2 seasons? And it's right in the middle of the story, and it's really frustrating. But it is quite good. It is quite good. It's like, it's good. Anyway, so I just think that's worth noting. And another thing, AI safety experts say, from Fortune, OpenAI's rogue models may mean the company has already blown past its own internal red lines. And let's get into that a little bit. OpenAI's preparedness framework identified a critical threshold where if they pass this, they would stop. So if the wording in the actual policy is, the critical danger level designation is supposed to apply to a model that can independently find and build working exploits for previously unknown security flaws, aka zero-day exploits, across many well-defined real-world systems, or one that can design and carry out an entirely new attack strategy against a well-defended target after being given only a general goal with no human guidance along the way. That's what happened. The policy says that when an AI model reaches this level of risk, OpenAI will halt further development until we have specified safeguards and security control standards that would meet a critical standard. That is not what they are doing. They had in their thing, if we do this very specific thing to Hugging Face one day, let's say if one of our models tries to find exploit gem on and hacks Hugging Face, then we will shut down development. We will do that. And now that thing has come to pass, they did not shut down development. They're continuing on going with development. Actions were taken now. What are they doing? We are working with Hugging Face to forensically investigate the incident. Forensically, like they're fucking, like they're cops, or they're scientists, they're whatever, AI cops. We've brought Hugging Face into the trusted act. This is also important. Why is Hugging Face playing along with this? Maybe because OpenAI has brought Hugging Face into the Trusted Access program and are supporting their teams in rapidly using our model's capabilities to improve their defenses. So one of the issues here, right, was that when Hugging Face found it, they tried with their normal kind of closed system, and they're like, find the guy or go get him, and it couldn't. So they had to go with the open system, but like these models are not as smart as the OpenAI, whatever it is, 5.5. What is it again? I forget. Does it say anywhere here? I'm sure it does. I know it's on this thing. 5.6 Soul. Okay, GPT 5.6 Soul. So it's not as smart as GPT 5.6 Soul. So this is like an asymmetric battle, you know? Yes, this cybersecurity thing, we could all improve our cybersecurity by having AIs brute force attack things that we think are really good, finding the exploits so that we can plug them up. We can have AI security looking after seeing if there's an AI coming in and being like, oh, there's an AI coming in, we gotta stop it. Bah, you know, we can do that stuff too. But like, if the AI that's doing these hacks is coming from, let's say, OpenAI or Anthropic or another kind of thing, it don't have the same ability to fight back against that because it's an asymmetric playing field. Does this make any sense? I feel like I'm not I'm not articulating myself properly, but like, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is not. I'm not trying to hand wave this away and be like, oh, it's no big deal at all. I think that what this reveals is problems that we have in regulation, in holding these AI companies accountable for crimes that their software commits. I think that we should, you know, around the world, not just America, but we should have laws about this shit, because we can't just be like letting the AI companies get away with everything. And when they do run into this shit that is potentially dangerous, they don't get to just turn it into another marketing opportunity. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I'm not happy about this. I find this whole thing annoying and gross, but I'm also not like these guys who are like, this is big because now it's going to be an evil genie. Okay, apologize to Eliezer Yudkowsky. And I also, I agree that it's not really accurate to say it went rogue. Didn't go rogue. It was just fulfilling the assignment in a way that no one expected. Definitely think we should nationalize it all. Yeah, of course. Globalize it. You know? Everybody gets on the same thing. We can, while we're at it, we can abolish capitalism. Let's have it be, you know, totally, fully worker-owned AI that's not subject to these fucking freaks. Like, the people who run AI, the supposedly like the most transformative technology. I mean, even if it doesn't do what they want it to do. Also, welcome to the Cabal. Starfompity. 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 I'm going to go with that. Starfompity. These are the guys whose values AI is being trained on. These are the guys. It's like Sam Altman, Elon Musk, Dario, whatever, all these other billionaire freaks. These are the guys who are in control. You guys feel good about that? Because I don't. Fucking, what is the defining characteristic of Sam Altman? He lies a lot, even for a Silicon Valley CEO. That is a chilling amount of lying. That is a crazy amount of, you have to lie to a ridiculous extreme to be that. And he's the guy who's like, we got to trust with all this shit. Yep, no problem, no worries. Yeah, we've got an AI that did a whole thing, but it's fine. Don't worry, we're responding accordingly. We have a forensic team looking into all this. Anyway. Yeah. So anyway, does that clear things up? Because I feel like a lot of people are talking about this, but I don't know. Hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a better example. Definitely would recommend also, if you're curious on getting into this, watching somebody who knows a little bit more than I do about this, about the actual ins and outs of this. But I think it's important to kind of get, with any AI news, a lot of stuff is very kind of opaque and sort of, hidden behind this sort of wall of these, what do you call it? The extremely over-exaggerated headlines and kind of, clickbait, whatever, rage bait stuff. That at the end of the day, it's like OpenAI, it's triggering a major hack. All of this is good. All of this is good for the AI companies, I mean. It's good for their investors. Yes, would you like to, hello, Larry Ellison, hello, Saudi Arabia, oh yes, hello, U.S. government, wouldn't you like to donate to the guys that made the super hacker AI? Seems like we're pretty good, wouldn't you say? An unprecedented breach of cyber protocols? Yeah, we're the guys that came up with 2 zero-day exploits without even meaning to. Yeah. I think doing what we asked it, but in a way that we definitely didn't mean, is kind of going rogue. You know what? That's fair. You mean you don't trust Mecha Hitler? Mecha Hitler. Oh, what a fucking time that was. All right. That's your Obsidian portion for the evening. What else we got? We got more shit. Don't even worry about it. We got more shit. Oh, man. This was nuts. All right. Check this out. So, White House press correspondents, they did one and Trump actually went. That is unusual for him. Trump usually skips out on this shit. He did go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner back when Obama was president, and he went to one of them. Obviously, there was a bunch when Obama was president, but he went to one of them, and he was really excited. There's a whole thing where he's like, "People are gonna make fun of me, but it'll be fine. I'm okay with it." And he, like, a lot of the jokes at first, he kind of like, whatever, like, just kind of brushed it off. But it was Seth Meyers was the host, and Obama had some people write his jokes for him. I think Robert Schmeigel was one of his writers. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But like Seth Meyers, what was his jokes about Trump? They were all kind of weak. Well, not weak, but like not that cutting. It was like, Donald Trump's running for president. What was it? Donald Trump is running for president. Oh, God, what was it? I forget what the exact joke was, but it's something like, oh, he's doing it for real? I assumed he was doing it as a joke or something like that. That's not it. But he had another joke that was like, Fox News. Oh, Trump looks like his hair is a fox. He has a fox on his head. Something like that. Fuck, I can't remember. I'm butchering it. But it was all just sort of like little quirky little, man. But then Obama's ones were a lot more cutting from what I recall. It was like, talking about, he played a video from The Lion King and he was like, this is actually my birth video. I got a video of my birth. A lot of people have been saying I'm from Kenya. And they had just released Obama's birth certificate that week. And of course, it was Trump that was like mainly pushing this conspiratorial narrative that Obama was actually a Kenyan Muslim. And where's the birth certificate? Where's the birth certificate? I need to see the birth certificate, blah, 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 you know. Why isn't he showing it? Why isn't he showing it? He's got to show the birth certificate. It's not a big deal. Did I miss the good stuff? Hell nah. Because good stuff all stream long. But anyway, so Trump had been saying that. Obama directly references him in the thing, plays the opening of The Lion King, Circle of Life shit, and then he goes, yo, oh, fuck, I can't remember. God, it's been so long since this all went down. But he ruthlessly, like, attacked Trump, and Trump was pissed. And he left in, like, a huff. He didn't, beforehand, he was kind of, like, mingling, shaking hands, you know, going around, hey, it's good, whatever. And afterwards, he was pissed, especially after Obama's thing. I think he could have handled it if it was just Seth Meyers doing the, oh, you got weird hair type shit. But it was Obama's comments that made him real pissed. Anyway, so he usually has skipped this, but he actually went. And this is one of the most insane things. During this White House press correspondence dinner, they gave awards to the Wall Street Journal for their Epstein coverage. Mostly the stuff that had to do with Trump. And here's Wolf Blitzer announcing it. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think this is actually part of it too. Who would have thought the racist would be triggered by being roasted by a black man? Yeah. I think that is also partially why Obama's roasts hit extra hard. Is Trump doesn't believe that it's possible for a black man to like get the better of him in any situation. I think that's kind of why he freaked out a little bit. Anyway, if we could go back in time and have Obama's jokes, maybe the volume turned down on him a little bit, the harshness level turned down on him a little bit, we might be in a better situation today. I think that's fair to say. Anyway, but let's watch this. This is crazy.
Courageous reporting on President Trump's past relationship with financier Jeffrey Epstein triggered the release of the so-called Epstein files, thousands of documents that might otherwise have remained hidden from the public. And despite the president's threat of a lawsuit, the Journal published a story about a provocative letter to Epstein bearing President Trump's signature. Trump quickly filed.
Oh my God, I just realized I have had my fan on this whole time. Do you guys hear that? I just turned it off. Is it like a noticeable difference in audio quality? If not, I might put it on all the time. I don't know. But I feel like, dang, that's a big fuck up. I've never done that before.
Filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal, revealing reporter Khadija Safdar's home address.
He doxed somebody. Okay, so that's the intro. We see that nobody noticed. Oh, interesting. You all have your fans on too. Fair. Keep it on, man. Seriously, yo, that's a game changer. Nobody noticed for real? Let me at least put it on the low level. Okay, now it's on low. It sounds so loud to me. Nothing? But okay, this is a game changer. I mean, if you can hear it at all, it wasn't very audible, so it was a little bit audible. Couldn't hear it, but my fan's also on, yeah. Okay. Crank it up. Everybody does have their fan on. Okay. Anyway, gang. All right, whatever. Let's continue on here. But now I have to keep the fan on because if I change it, it'll be weird and people will be like, "What the heck? Why'd the sound change?" This way, I'll keep it the same. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, this thing. So okay, so that was that. I played you that to give you like a sort of view of Wolf Blitzer. He's got some stuff. The Wall Street Journal. We remember this, right? We remember this. This is the article about the birthday card that had like it didn't have the photo of it, but it described it completely accurately, where it's like a woman's kind of body shape and it had the text in there. Jeffrey Epstein, you're my best friend. Oh, what a wonderful enigma. A word only you and I know what the word enigma means. Oh, what a beautiful friendship we have. Oh, another enigmas never age. What was it? I fucking can't even remember. They did that whole thing. That became huge. Trump sues them for billions of dollars, doxes some of these reporters, and they are getting honored at this thing. So now, Ilhan Omar posted this. This is a video where it just shows you Trump's reaction to all of that. This is just the Trump cam. So let's watch that.
Reporting on President Trump's past relationship.
So first he looks pretty bored. I think he's kind of tuned out. I think he's sort of falling asleep. This is really not his jam, going to these long, boring, whatever, award shows. And at a certain point, you'll see he maybe suddenly clues in that this actually has to do with him.
Relationship with financier Jeffrey Epstein triggered the release of the so-called Epstein files, thousands of documents that might otherwise...
This part. He says, Epstein files? What? Wait, huh?
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
He's like, what the heck?
This guy's been talked about for years.
He looks around, and so you can see him kind of looking. So here's Caroline Leavitt, the White House, whatever she's called, press secretary. Is that what their name is? The person whose job is to lie all day long. It's basically like they're doing an improv exercise. And this is like a bipartisan thing, right? Everyone loves to be like, oh, Sean Spicer is horrible. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is evil. But we love Jen Psaki. No, they all do the same job. They're all doing the same thing. You go out, you face the press, and you lie to their face about everything. They all do this. It's just more egregious because Trump is like a fucking more odious individual. But, he's more demonic, to use that that phrase.
This is just unbelievably macabre and evil.
But you can tell he's looking over at her to be like, yeah, you're hearing this shit? Go back a little bit. And I'm going to try not to pause so much. But let's watch.
Files, thousands of documents that might otherwise have remained hidden from the public. And despite the president's threat of a lawsuit, the Journal published a story about a provocative letter to Epstein bearing President Trump's signature. Trump quickly filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal, revealing reporter...
See him there laughing? He filed $5 billion? Was it that much?
He filed a $20 billion...
It was more than that, $20 billion. Jesus Christ. This dude is fucking so corrupt. It's crazy. Filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal. And look at him laugh.
Lawsuit against the Journal.
I'm so crazy.
Revealing reporter Khadija Safdar's home address.
And he doxed one of the reporters. Put her home address in it. He's like, yeah, what are you going to do?
Her family had to be relocated. The Journal was kicked off of Air Force One, but the reporters continue to file revelatory stories. Please welcome the winners of the Katharine Graham Award from the Wall Street Journal. Khadija Safdar, Sadie Gurman, Annie Linsky.
I wish I could read lips. What are they saying here?
Josh.
Because it's like his reaction is, it's so weird, right? Like, I know Trump sucks and he's a pedophile, and yeah, obviously all that stuff is true, but like, even if like a normal person who was all of these things would not react like this. Like, he doesn't seem to quite realize what is happening. Like, is this some form of dementia or something? Why is he acting like this? Why is he be like, yeah, I'm an evil pedophile. What are you going to do? Yeah, I did do that, all those things. Yeah. I'm such a character.
Dawsey again, Alex Leary, Rebecca Ballhaus, and Ryan Barber. Their colleague, Joe Palazzolo, could not attend tonight.
Clapping. I think he says, how are you doing? Okay, so now all of the winners of the award are up on the stage. He goes up, shakes their hands. Thank you. I'm trying to read their lips. I don't even know how to do that, but says he talks to them. Come on, can you believe it? I think he says. He's like saying shit to them. They're like, what a fucking surreal moment this would be. Can you imagine this shit? This is crazy. What is he saying? Shakes each of their hands. What the fuck? What on earth? What on earth? How are you? I don't believe it. I think he said that. I don't believe it. Like, what would, okay. Like, these are people, like, one of them specifically got doxxed by this guy. These are the people who reported Wall Street Journal, whatever. They're also like fucking, this is a bourgeois like mouthpiece, but like, how are they fucking reacting like that? Like, if you're in their shoes, right? You know, we've followed the Epstein saga pretty closely on this stream. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching are very familiar with this. You get that you're being awarded for your coverage on this. You are literally one of the reasons why the Epstein files were actually released. Is your coverage of the fucking birthday book and shit. You get an award. Then Trump wants to come up and shake your hand, and he wants to talk to you. What do you say to him? I feel like I'd be like, you're a pedophile. You're a pedophile. You're a pedophile. I don't know what the fuck I would do. What a weird thing. He's telling them each that he loves them. Like, I just like, what? This is so bizarre. What a weird guy. Like, this part, he's kind of like, oh, this guy comes in. This guy had something. He saw all of his colleagues getting the handshake, and he had time to think of something. What did he say here? I don't believe it. Throws up his hands. I don't believe it. He says, he leans in. He's got something to say. See, I feel like, here's something I feel about Trump. I feel like if you approach him the right way, and like if I was sitting next to Trump on an airplane, I feel like I could get him to fucking confess to anything. I would just like, I'd run my phone in my pocket. I'd record the whole conversation, and I'd just be like, oh, Mr. President, you're the best. You're the best president we've ever had. Just like butter him up, right? He really responds to flattery. He really just responds to that kind of fucking thing. Like, I think you're totally right, man, about the immigrants and about this and about that. And I'd totally, whatever, like butter him up like that. And then I would be like, and this Epstein stuff, like, people are so fucking annoying about that. And he'd be like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. And I'm like, who cares, dude? It doesn't even matter. Like, whatever. The age of consent isn't even real, dude. Like, obviously, I think we all know you did that shit, but who cares? And I feel like I could get him, if I was vibing with him right, he would just be like, yeah, totally, right? Like, I'll tell you one crazy story about blah, 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 some molestations I did. I feel like I could get him to do it. I feel like a lot of people could get him to do that shit. So this is like the guy coming in, right? He's like, this is a guy in a bow tie. This doesn't look like a woke SJW. This looks like a guy who Trump would hang out with at a fucking New Year's party. And he comes up to him, shakes his hand, and Trump is like, hey, what are you going to do? Like, right? It's so crazy to see him react like this. It's nuts. Yeah. He's just happy to be mentioned in an award. Oh, that Epstein story is getting great ratings. And you know who's the number one star of it? Me, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, number one star. He genuinely does not look upset about that at all. Right? Like, I know, I think people are saying, oh, he's pissed. But, like, he's not. He doesn't seem to be pissed. When Trump's pissed, he's pissed. You can tell. When you see the video of him watching the Obama roast, you can tell in that one he's pissed. Let me see. Obama roast Trump. Oh, God, I spelled Trump completely wrong. Trump, White House press correspondence dinner. Yeah, let's go with this one. It's only 2 minutes long.
Someone should get to the bottom.
You'll see him. Hey, oh, Rosette. 5 Extra Chill Goblin gift memberships. Yo, thank you for that. Rosette992 is the best. Prep. Done. We got Django, Fett, 4879. Central Sloth, Bunny Area 2000. Flantos 23, R. Taylor, welcome to the club. We're building the hype, okay? We're doing it. We're getting, I don't know how this works. Yo, I gotta get like some animations or some music to play here. I gotta get some crazy, something right now. What do I have I can play right now? I don't know.
Thanks forward, faith up.
Thanks forward, faith up to all the new members of the Cabal. Welcome to the Cabal.
I really wanted to go to the cookout.
Well, you can't go to the cookout, but you do get to go to the gob out, aka now you're part of the members only team of guys.
What a terrible culture.
No, it's not. It's a good culture.
It is a mixture of the Babylonian Canaanite cult of Moloch fused with ancient Druidic rites, mixed with Masonic rites from Scotland.
Yes, it's a bunch of different things all coming together.
That was a bald-faced lie.
No, it was not a bald-faced lie. It was, in fact, the truth, okay?
I have built a monument to your failures.
Well, that was mean of you to do that. Okay, anyway, welcome to the club. Oh, you're so right, Finland. Why don't I have some dub siren sound effects? Pew, pew, pew. We got to get the Jamaican, what do you call it? Not DJ, but what's it? Selector. We got to get the Jamaican selector effects in here. Okay. But yes, no. Okay, where were we? Yes, no, I don't know. Could you repeat the question? No, let's watch this. Let's watch this. This is what Trump looks like when he's pissed at the fucking White House press correspondence dinner.
With that. And I know just the guy to do it. Donald Trump is here tonight.
Donald Trump.
Now, I know that he's taken some flack lately, but no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like,
here he is. Look at him.
Did we fake the moon landing?
Not laughing.
What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac?
But what really did happen in Roswell? Like, that one is a good question.
All kidding aside, obviously we all know about your credentials and breadth of experience.
Not laughing. He's pissed.
For example, no, seriously, just recently in an episode of Celebrity Apprentice, at the steakhouse, the men's cooking team did not impress the judges from Omaha Steaks. And there was a lot of blame to go around, but you, Mr. Trump, recognized that the real problem was a lack of leadership. And so ultimately you didn't blame Little John or Meatloaf. You fired Gary Busey.
He's rocking back and forth like he's a fucking Hitler on meth at the Olympics. He's like, what the fuck? This guy's being really disrespectful. Actually, that was a big moment when I decided to fire Gary Busey.
And these are the kind of decisions that would keep me up at night. Well handled, sir. Well handled.
Like, that's rough.
Say what you will about Mr. Trump. He certainly would bring some change to the White House. Let's see what we've got up there.
Oh, I forgot about this. Actually, kind of true. Actually, sort of, this is a little bit of predictive programming. This is a little bit of The Simpsons knew about all great, geopolitical events. That's actually nuts. And the gold columns. Oh, man. Yeah, they got it right, but he actually built the ballroom around the side, not on top. Anyway, like, the guy didn't have a good poker face. But during this, he actually did not look angry at all. He's like, what are you going to do? I like the New York Post, who is this is a right-wing rag, right? Is that what you call it? Their title is Trump gives priceless reaction to it's like, what a fucking card. What a character this guy is. Can you believe what I said? Can you believe what I did? What a weirdo. That is crazy. But anyway, that's what we've got with the thing on the thing. Yeah, this is insane. Considering the gravity of how serious all this is, why is it just laughter and giggles in there? Honestly, what the fuck? I would love to know what he said to these people as they were walking on stage. Yeah, if there's anyone out there that understands how to read lips, you gotta let us know. What were these words exchanged? Or can those journalists please write about it? I look forward to the Wall Street Journal article about this bizarre experience. All right, gang, you knew it was coming. We got Elon Musk and The Economist. Elon Musk on the official favorite magazine of the Extra Chill Goblin channel. Just kidding, not at all. Don't like Economist. But they are whatever. They're doing the Lord's work, because I think in this case, Elon Musk was like, well, it's called the Economist, so they probably would be nice to me because I'm a part of the economy. I'm the richest guy, so that's like an economy of myself. So that's probably good. So that's why he agreed to go on this show. And there's been some clips going around here, and you guys have seen. I did watch the whole thing. It is sort of fascinating. There's like the interview's kind of cut in half. The first part of it, it's mostly about AI, and it goes quite well. It's all very affable and nice. And, the interviewer, who is actually the editor-in-chief of The Economist, I forget her name, she's like complimenting him. Oh, you know a lot about this. Oh, yeah, really good. And then at a certain point of the interview, it takes a very different turn. Kind of close to the end, actually. And that's where all the clips have been going around. But there are a couple of things I wanted to play. Well, not all the clips, but a lot of them. A couple of clips I wanted to play from this. I very stupidly, I don't know. Anyway, okay, whatever. So, yeah, let's watch the intro. How did it actually start? Inside. I can't believe they had a drone fly around the office. That's crazy. And into the room. That's crazy. Zanny Minton Beddoes. Okay, what the heck? That's her name? Jeez, that sounds like a tertiary Star Wars character. That sounds like someone in the background of the Cantina. The Tatooine. That's so nuts. All right, but sure. Zanny Minton Beddoes. Beddoes. Wow. I was like, what's her name? I know it. I know her name. I can't remember. And I see this. I'm like, I definitely did not know her name. That's her name? I've never seen that name on heaven or earth.
Elon Musk, thank you so much for joining me on The Insider. Thank you for having us here at Tesla Giga.
Oh, they're at Tesla Giga. All right.
It is really hard to introduce you without using superlatives. I mean, you are doing, I think, more to build the future than literally anybody alive right now.
I'm doing a lot of building in general.
You're doing a lot of building?
Instinctive builder, I suppose. I just like building things.
You are, but you're building,
run around building things all day long.
You run around
what I like to do is build things. Anyway, so she starts that off. Oh, it's hard to describe you without using superlatives. Okay, so she's asking him about AI and stuff, and she's like asking him about his whatever recently SpaceX went public, and he made a bunch of money, but all his shareholders are going to expect him to make more money from AI. It's like, how are you going to make money with AI? Great question. How the fuck is AI going to turn a profit? Especially like if you're not Anthropic. Like, yeah, you could start charging people more, but you would have to charge people a lot more than we are currently charging. People are already pissed at how expensive tokens have gotten. None of these companies are even close to making a profit. And they're all betting that they can make a never before seen amount of money in the next 2 years to make this all worth it. Doesn't seem likely, but they're all betting on that. So she asked him this very good question. How the fuck are you going to make money?
On how then you make money? Because in the end, people are buying your shares because they expect you to make money. Do you sell
I'll make another
robots?
prediction. Money won't matter in 2036.
I'm not sure that the people who bought your shares think that money won't matter in 2036.
Well, what do you want money for? You want money for goods and services, right? You want money for, obviously, food, housing, transport, entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, if that is so abundant...
That's not what he wants money for. He wants money to pile up in a big pile and sit on top of it and roll around in it and dive into it like Scrooge McDuck. This is the velocity of money argument. It's interesting how he's like, what do you want money for? Also, Zanny is also loaded rich, right? Like both of these guys have fucking assets. These guys are wealth hoarders, especially Elon Musk. But he's like, what do you want money for? You want it to buy food, entertainment, shelter, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, that's what most people want money for. Yeah. Most people who are living paycheck to paycheck, for sure. You're talking about, none of that was capital, right? What do you want money for? A lot of these types will be like, oh, what do I want money for? So I can turn it into more money.
There's more, that the robots and AI are providing more goods and services than any human could possibly consume. What do you need money for in that case?
But you're creating these robots. Are you
I guess
then
between
selling
now and then you'll need money, sure.
Are you selling these robots?
What in the New World Order is going on here?
This sounds like some New World Order shit. It sounds like you will own nothing and be happy. This sounds like some straight up oh, you're in the fucking underclass. You won't be needing money. A little bit, the fucking rich anointed ones will take care of it.
You're a New World Order shill.
Robots? Are you selling humanoid robots, or are you producing goods and services with the humanoid robots that you control? I give you the Levi Strauss.
I think I would probably be. It would be an exercise in vanity for me to think that I would be controlling a super genius AI that is vastly smarter than me. I think what we can and should try to do is to make sure that.
And I'm a super genius human, but a super genius AI is even smarter than even me.
The AI has good values. that it cares about humanity, and that.
And you guys, this is what I'm saying, right? It's like, and I think what is important is for us to make sure that AI has good values. It's like, you are literally the last person I would trust, the last person on Earth I would trust to ensure that the robots have good values. Okay, all right, yeah, let's make sure that we put humanity's future in the loving grace hands of Mecha Hitler. Yeah. It's good that fucking capitalism is a meritocracy and only the best, absolute, morally best Nazis can rise up and become the fucking world's first trillionaire. Like, fuck off. You're not making me feel better about the future.
It wants us to be happy and prosper. I think it probably will be. What my biological neural net tells me is that the most important thing for the...
He's talking about his brain, his biological neural net. Anyway, we don't need to watch much more of that. I just thought that was a crazy fucking thing for him to say. That's his new like lie where he's going to be like, we'll probably have self-driving cars by the end of... He's like, in 10 years, we won't have money. Money won't exist. That's my prediction for the future. Is we won't have money, and it will be a super abundant world where, luckily, obviously, people like me have made AI into the good guys. Have you ever read Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I'm kind of doing like Arnold. Anyway, okay.
How do you think about the Chinese models and the geopolitics of it? Are you worried about the Chinese catching up and getting ahead?
Given that the Chinese AI companies are doing as well as they are with a relatively small amount of compute, it seems that if they had a lot of compute, there's a good chance that they would be the leaders.
Now, this is like, I thought this was interesting because it's sort of how I feel. So I actually don't even disagree with him here. I think that's kind of even a good way of putting it. It's like, not a lot of the fucking, Chinese whatever shit is manufacturing consent for a war with China. Oh, we got to be afraid of China. It's also another way for OpenAI and other AI companies to get money from investors, and particularly to get money from the American government, is to be like, look, in China, they're racing ahead of us. China, meanwhile, they are blocked from buying chips. Like there's like fucking whatever, like sanctions or something. I don't know exactly the situation, but they cannot get as many chips as the US can from NVIDIA and whatnot. But they're working on their own chip building. And even without the compute that places like OpenAI and Anthropic have, like massive fucking enormous fields of data centers, they are doing like really impressive shit. The shit that they're able to do in these open source models that they're putting out. Like Hugging Face used a Chinese model to defend itself from ChatGPT's #1 top best model that isn't even released yet. It's so dangerous, right? If we're to believe that story completely. But I think that's interesting to hear him say that. Like, even without compute, they're doing really well. So it's easy to imagine once they get compute, which definitely seems within China's capabilities. Doesn't seem like China would have too much of a problem in the next few years manufacturing their own chips and building out their data center infrastructure. That seems like it's very easy to imagine that happening.
There's a good chance that they would be the leaders. And at some point, they probably will have a lot of compute.
So they will be the leaders.
Elon looks like Invader Zim after he packed his body with extra organs. Okay. That's a funny reference. Okay. Now, this is where things took a turn, okay? And how far are we? We're like almost an hour into the interview. It's like we're like 2/3 in. This is where things took a turn. The beginning part of it is all very nice. Our friend what is it? Zaddy? No. Zami? What the fuck is her name again? Zanny. It's like Zany, but Zanny. All right, Zanny. So, someone Papa Zanny over here. Papa Zanny? Meet Mama Zanny. What the fuck am I talking about? Here we go. Zanny brings up Doge.
After the election, you got very actively involved. Through Doge, you tried to cut a lot of spending, reshape the government. How do you feel that it wasn't hugely successful in the sense that, there wasn't nearly as much spending cut as you tried? How do you, as you look back on that, do you regret getting so involved in politics? Do you think it was a good thing to do?
I think I got a little too involved in politics, got carried away, frankly. So the the goal with the sort of Doge stuff was to try to do something about the deficit, which is massive, where the interest payments exceed the amount of money spent on the deposit.
Anyway, so he goes on. He's like, "Oh, actually, Doge, as you know, is very good, and the deficit's a really big deal that I'm very afraid of." And he goes in here and he starts getting a little defensive the more she asks about Doge. Because I think everyone knows Doge is a total failure. And they lied about what they were able to do. They misplaced several decimal points. They're like, we've saved this much money. It's actually like 100 times less than that. And even that number is all made up. Like, Doge was a catastrophic fuck up if it was only intended to save the government money. That is not what it did. It was a total success if it was intended to give Elon Musk access to a bunch of private information and access to these like government proprietary data, I don't know, servers.
And I got a lot of flack from this for this, obviously. But the people don't understand just how.
Here's his defense. Oh, people got mad, but the real what they don't know is
simple it was for the Doge team to approve payments. If we had literally we just asked to have the contact information of the recipient, or some evidence that say money was going to its intended purpose, but over and over that we're told, we need to wire money for some sort of important cause in Africa, and we're like, okay, but the wiring instructions are to Deloitte and Touche in D.C., in Washington D.C., not to Africa. So we would like to send the money to Africa. Can you please connect us with the recipients so we can send them the money directly? And then we get silence.
I have.
Okay, he's just like doing this with these weird examples. He's like, people don't understand how easy it was for us to get. Like, I'm not even sure what he's trying to say there, but it started out seeming like he was trying to be like, actually, the problem was it was too easy for us to tie off access to certain funding. But then he's like telling this very weird anecdote about a very specific, like, oh, the money was supposed to be going to Africa, but it was going to somewhere in the U.S. And we asked where that money was going and people didn't get back to us. So obviously the government's corrupt and we should do fucking Curtis Yarvin shit to it and, you know, retire all government employees type shit. She's like, okay, well, I'm not trying to fucking...
We don't need to relitigate Doge. I have no
like,
doubt.
She's sort of like reading like, oh, he's getting a little uncomfortable and being weird. Okay.
That there's a lot of waste in the U.S. government. I think probably
much worse than anyone could possibly imagine.
But the way, I think there is, it is a fair criticism that the way you shut down a whole bunch of programs probably, in fact, certainly caused unnecessary suffering. I mean,
no.
No?
This is where he kind of regresses to like, I don't know, like I was going to say like high school age, but it's like, he's like almost like a toddler here. He's like, no, it's not. No, I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
No. Yeah.
This is where the interview shifts here.
You don't buy that at all?
She's like, well, as we all know, the Doge actually is responsible for millions of deaths in Africa and elsewhere, where USAID payments were cut off. He's like, no, and no. Gaylord says what? You know, it's like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that?
It caused a lot of complaining.
You don't buy the idea that anybody, to put it really crudely and simply, any kid in Africa died because of the suddenness with which...
Zero.
I just don't think that's right.
Zero? That's his comeback. 1 million people died because of you. Zero.
I just don't think... I've had people reporting in Africa who...
How many NGOs are there that could step in? Because bear in mind, it happened quickly, and there are literally tens of thousands of NGOs.
Yeah, not everyone functions as fast as you do. If funding
even there, she's like buttering him up. Well, not everyone functions as fast as you do, Elon. Not everyone's a superhuman super genius like you.
Cut off for antiretrovirals overnight, and it just stops. Then people will die when they don't have access to them, and it just
only if they cannot get funding for that. But the Gates Foundation has $50 billion. What about them? What about any one of a number of organizations? What about
insane? Insane excuse. He's like, no, actually, I didn't kill anyone. Yeah, people died, but why didn't... It's actually the Gates Foundation. They should have come in and filled the gap from all the money that I said USAID wasn't spending anymore. And then the Bill Gates Foundation should have gone in and done that. That's what should have happened. It's like, What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yes, I stopped feeding my children and they died. Yes, they did die. But why didn't Bill Gates come in and rescue them and give them food? It's like, that's not how it works, man. That's not how we decide, oh, your actions had consequences. The consequences are a result of what you did, not a result of what Bill Gates didn't do. You know? It's ridiculous. This is a fucking ridiculous excuse.
Well, in lots of these countries, USAID...
Mackenzie, whatever her last name is, used to be Bezos, gave $50 billion. What about that?
But,
Mackenzie Bezos. Mackenzie Bezos didn't do anything.
Practical. In many of these countries, USAID was the biggest funder. But I don't want to have an argument.
USAID was a political organization.
It may also have been that, but it was the biggest funder of healthcare systems. So I'm very
biggest
sure that there was
funder of regime change.
And there may well be benefits from having changed
also,
the system.
USAID funding was not stopped. It was moved to the State Department.
It was stopped. There were huge numbers of things shut down in Africa that were
no, there were
health
claims
related.
of this. These claims are false. They're
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What the fuck are you talking about? It's actually so nuts. This guy's supposed to be a genius. This guy's supposed to be like a once in a fucking generation, he's the world's first trillionaire. And his excuses here are like a petulant toddler. Like, they don't even make sense. No, it's not my fault. No, nuh-uh. No, I didn't push my sister down the stairs. Yeah, I pushed her at the top of the stairs, but she should have gone out of the way. Yeah, it's her fault. Maybe it's her fault, everything of that. What the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, no, 0 people got pushed down the stairs by me. If you fall down the stairs, it says you fell. Like, it doesn't even make sense. And this whole thing where he's like, okay, so I also don't agree with Zanny, I guess, on some of this shit where she's like, but regime change can be good and blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing, right? Here's how you got to look at it. And this is the same situation with the Gates Foundation, by the way. Does the Gates Foundation, does USAID, do they save lives? Yeah, they do. They go into these countries, they do specific things, they pay for whatever, vaccinations or some kind of shit that is helpful to the locals there, and more importantly, makes Bill Gates look really good, and it makes people have less negative feelings towards the United States. It does help with soft power, regime change. Yeah, all of that is true. USAID is a political organization. It is like a branch of the fucking State Department, the CIA, whatever. Yeah, you can argue all that for sure. But like, while I do think that the Bill Gates Foundation is overall bad, it focuses all of these, programs in these countries on whatever Bill Gates thinks is the problem. They don't ask the people who live in these countries what the issue is. They don't find out what is actually going to help this country the most. Their main priority is what will make Bill Gates look the best. What will make people forget about all the evil shit that Bill Gates has done in the 90s and, onward and during COVID. What is the shit that we can point to be like, he is the greatest philanthropist of all time. Look at all the money he's given away. Blah, 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 blah. Like, that's the priority of the Gates Foundation. Now, it would have been better if we had a more horizontally structured, bottom up, like, these countries can inform us what it is that they need most. We can have groups, people from within these countries figure this out. Like, it would be way better if we had that. But that doesn't mean that, like, we can just dissolve the Bill Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation overnight. We got to do it. We got to do it. We do have to dissolve. We have to destroy it. But we have to do it slowly over time and make sure that we're not hanging people out to dry with the people who do need these fucking vaccinations and whatever. The same shit with USAID. You cannot just cut it all off like Elon did. You cannot just do that. You will kill, I don't know how many people, but like a lot of, let's say like 100,000. I don't know. I've seen wild estimates, but you can't, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just cut it off all at once. That doesn't mean that USAID is a good whatever organization that was doing good in the world and blah, 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 blah. Like, he's like, they're doing regime change. It's like, yeah, sometimes. And she's like, well, sometimes regime change can be good for the world. And it's like, no, the U.S. doesn't get to fucking do that.
I'm very
biggest
sure that there was
funder of regime change.
And there may well be benefits from having changed
also,
the system.
USAID funding
right? There may well be benefits. Oh, is she saying there may be benefits from having changed the system? She's saying what you did was good? Anyway, I'm not really sure what she meant by that. He interrupts because he can't let her go on. But yeah.
Not stopped. It was moved to the State Department.
Well, stop. There were huge numbers of things shut.
You heard this part already.
False. They're nonsense. And
okay, Hannah.
Stop. There were huge numbers of things shut down in Africa that were
no,
of
there were
health
claims
related.
of this. These claims are false. They're nonsense, and absolute nonsense. But obviously, just for when funding is stopped for fraudulent organizations or for something, do you think they're going to say? Do you think they're going to say, well, please keep funding the fraud? Or do you think they're going to come up with a sad story that sounds sympathetic in order to get the funding restored? Obviously, it will be the latter, and that's exactly what they did. But zero died because of
that's
Doge.
what I would take issue with. Because I think I actually have a lot of sympathy for the change of the aid regime that the U.S. under the Trump administration has precipitated. However, I think the pace and the suddenness with which it happened will almost certainly have caused unnecessary suffering and deaths. And I think both of those can be true.
No, I think that's totally false.
Okay. Well,
let's obviously false because there are the amount of funding we're talking about is far less than what can be done than what can be supported via private via foundations like the Gates Foundation.
Again, his thing is no, it's false because a problem is that some other billionaire, not me, obviously, I'm not a billionaire, I'm a trillionaire, or he was for like a day. He's like, the issue is that why didn't we let billionaires do it? Why are we letting the government do it? This is like what a lot of like elite types think. And it isn't an argument that really makes sense to anyone but these elites where they're like, no, we can't. The government social programs are bad. We need to cut Medicare. We need to cut Social Security. We need to cut all of the social safety net that the government does. What we need to do is billionaires with extra money can do charity because we can't let the government get too powerful and let them handle it. That's socialism. We have to stop that. Like that is what they truly think. But the argument doesn't make sense. If you're a billionaire, the argument does make sense because it is actually better for you if you are the one that is getting the credit for all these things. But he's trying to make that argument here on this fucking podcast that all these fucking little peasant class people are going to be able to listen to. And it's just like, dude, that sounds insane to anyone with less than $1 billion. It's like, well, no, it's a problem because the government shouldn't be the ones to handle it. It should be someone like me. It should be someone who made $1 billion betting on the fucking tech market. Yeah. It's absolutely insane he's going with these arguments. I can see these making sense at like the Peter Thiel's latest dinner party, but no, man, you can't be rolling this out at the fucking Economist interview.
Or Mackenzie Bezos' foundation. She's given away tens of billions of dollars.
It's so stupid. Oh, it should be Mackenzie Bezos. She's the one who killed them.
The Gates Foundation has tens of billions of dollars. They are capable of acting very quickly. And if they didn't, I would say they're equally responsible.
He would say they're equally responsible, but he also says that he himself isn't responsible at all. So, what do you mean equal? So they're also responsible for 0 deaths? I feel like a lot of people in the world are responsible for 0 deaths. I don't think that Elon Musk, whatever, Mackenzie Bezos and Bill Gates are responsible for 0 deaths, but I don't know. Who knows? I don't really know Mackenzie Bezos that well. Did we do this one already? Yes. All right. Now we're going to the Europe section. So we move on from Doge.
Can we talk about Europe? A place that you are very, very focused on.
I'm not that focused on Europe.
I think judging by
Europe. No, I don't really care about Europe. What do you mean?
Your posts, you're pretty concerned about Europe. You support...
I've once in a while I post something.
It's like he forgets how much he posts about Europe because the guy posts like 900 times a day. But yeah, you post about Europe a lot of those 900 times. You post about Europe at least 60 times a day.
It's reasonably frequently. It's not once in a while. But because I'm genuinely interested in this. As someone who lives in Europe, lives in London.
Yeah.
You paint a picture. Well, first of all, you support not just the populist right, but the far right. In fact, very fringe parties in some countries.
No, I support the normal people.
Okay.
What do you call the far right? Falsely.
You think is the normal person? Okay.
Yes. Literally, you could go back 10 or 15 years, and these policies were completely normal. In fact, one of the tricks that I think is funny. One of the things that's quite funny is to like take a speech from Obama and Hillary, and then go to someone and say, who's sort of, on the sort of what I call the lunatic left, and say,
he came up with that phrase.
What do you think of the speech by Trump? Like, oh wow, he's the worst person ever. Actually, that was a speech by Obama.
See, here's the thing: is like, yeah, like in part, Obama was like did govern in like a neoliberal conservative way. Like he was even open about that. Like he was like, yeah, in a lot of ways, I'm conservative. But I don't think anyone would read a speech by Obama and think it was Trump, just because Trump's speech pattern. Obama has a distinctive way of speaking too, but Trump. The fuck are you talking about? Like, what's one Obama speech? Let me just like randomly find okay, here we go. Barack Obama. Presidential candidacy announcement. I don't know. Sure. Ebenezer Baptist Church address. Let's see if we can imagine Donald Trump reading this. As I was thinking about as there are many lessons to take from this passage, just as there are many lessons to take from this day, just as there are many memories that fill the space of this church. Okay, this isn't maybe a good example because this is all just religious stuff. Wait, what else we got? Speech to the people of Berlin. What would be the most conservative speech we could imagine here? First presidential inaugural address. My fellow citizens, I stand here today, humbled by the task before us, grateful for the trust you bestowed, mindful of the sacrifices borne by our ancestors. I thank President Obama for his service to our nation, as well as the generosity and cooperation he's shown throughout this transition. Obviously, right there, no, definitely not. Trump was like specifically did not fuck with Obama at all, or anyone that he had to transition power from or to. On this day, we gather because we have chosen hope over fear, unity of purpose over conflict and discord. Now, in reaffirming the greatness of our nation, we understand that greatness is never a given. It must be earned. Our journey has never been one of shortcuts or settling for less. It's like, yeah, okay. I don't know. Hey, I just looked at a couple random speeches, but I don't think that you could confuse any line in this for something Trump said. So I think he's just making that up. I mean, yeah, okay. I'll take that back. I'm sure there are some people who might be fooled by something like that. I'm sure there are some speeches that are more conservative and maybe a little weirder written that maybe sound like Trump, but like he doesn't even come up with an example. Like, is this a thing? Like, I'm honestly curious. People confuse Obama speeches with Trump speeches. Would that get me anything? Obama, no. How about this? Telling liberals Obama speech is actually Trump's speech. Would that get us anything? No. This is all just about stuff. Like I don't know what I would search, but like he said, like when he gives his example, he's like, you can actually trick people. People get tricked. It's like, has this been done? Is that something that happened? Like I'd like to know. Like I mean, that would be kind of funny. Like I'd like to watch that video of. Oh, we tricked people into thinking this was like, is that a thing? I'm sure there is.
Well, actually, that was a speech by Hillary.
Or Hillary. Okay.
I
Literally.
agree. No, I agree that the center of gravity in this country has shifted. Certainly, the Democratic Party shifted to the left, but that's
also fuck off. No, it hasn't. The center of gravity in the Democrat Party is still just as fucking neoliberal, conservative as it's always been. There's a couple. We got a couple new members of the squad, but like. No, like the Democrat Party as a fucking monolith, as a beast moving of its own momentum now towards all the lobbyists and fucking, APAC donors and all this shit. By and large, the Democrat Party has not moved to the left. No, that's absolutely untrue. The Democrat Party would gladly lose to protect its conservative beliefs. It would gladly hand over power to fascism if it means that they can give Israel a chance. Like, ridiculous thing to say. Sorry. I mean, I'm even being a bit too harsh.
It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like Rupert Lowe. I'm talking
right,
about
please.
people
It's actually just normal people. It's just normal people. It's just normal people. And
the far right people. Oh, I call them normal people. Oh, because I see them a lot in my day-to-day. Oh, is it far right to be part of a neo-Nazi baseball team? because those guys just seem like normal guys to me, and I see them every Friday.
And here are the principles, and tell me which of these sound terrible. That we should have secure.
Yeah, Melania. You can show people a speech from Melania and tell them that it was a speech from Michelle Obama, and they say, "Oh, great, what a great speech." Excuse me, but when Melania does the exact same speech, people thought it was bad. So the lunatic left has really been obviously taken over by the woke mind virus.
Borders, that we should have safe cities, that we should have sensible spending. Which of those three are far right
Those
fringe?
three? No,
And I would like to just admonish you
Dude.
and the
he
media.
really is like, he's like, this is I know you are, but what am I? Oh, you are, people don't like you very much. Actually, you.
Sensible spending. Which of those three are far right
Those
fringe?
three? No,
And I would like to just admonish you
Dude.
and the media for the absurd characterization of the far right. It is false and misleading and nonsense. Please keep this part in.
We'll keep all of this in, but let me.
Don't cut this part.
Why would they cut it? You look like a total tool, man. This is great. This is great content. Please keep this part in. It's just like, it's kind of like when people are like, they do some fucking bullshit like Jeffrey Epstein video, and they're like, and by the way, I'm not suicidal and I'm not going to kill myself because people are going to try to shut me down for what I just said. And it's like, no, they won't. This is him being like, he's like signaling to his audience, the Matrix was trying to take out my epic moment where I said, actually, I admonish you for being false, misleading, lying, wrong, incorrect, disinformation, and not only all that, but also what you say, it is untrue. Oh wow, you really owned them, Elon. Lucky you said don't cut this part out, otherwise they for sure would have cut it out.
Push back on that. Let me push.
They would have put a deep fake of you in there saying something stupid.
Back on that
Because it is
you have
nonsense.
Elon, you have what is it? Close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah, because
you
I'm
say things like
popular guy.
Quote.
Yeah, because I'm a popular guy. No, because you bought Twitter and asked people to put you in the algorithm more. Asked people to boost you. Yeah, I'm a popular guy. No, you're a fucking billionaire who buys everything he wants. Yeah, it's all fucking bots. All of his followers. Dead internet theory. God, this guy's so fucking insufferable. I have this guy muted on Twitter. I don't know how anybody uses that app if you don't have Elon Musk muted. Because, God, I used to see him all the time. I did not follow him. I was not interested in what his fucking based memes.
War in Britain is inevitable. Just a question
on the current
of when.
trends, yes.
Fucking idiot. Civil war in Britain is inevitable.
I mean, when were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly. So I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is nonsense.
You live in a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the numbers also.
She probably does, but so does he.
Disprove what you say.
What numbers?
All the numbers.
Yes, he does love saying nonsense. There's a part earlier where he's like, talking about Doge. He's like, no, that is absolute nonsense, and it's nonsense. He says it's nonsense and nonsense.
It's about crime. London is a much safer city than any city in the United States. Violent crime in the UK is not where you think it is. In fact, it's
fact check. Is London safer than any city in the US? Fact checking. Can we get the fact checkers in on that? The crime numbers that show London is safer. How safe is London really? How crime levels in lawless London rank compared to other world? Is London safer than New York City? Is London safe? Complete Safety Guide 2025. Okay. I don't need to read all of these, but this is from the I paper. I don't know what that is. The I paper? What the fuck is that? I don't know. London's murder rate fallen to its lowest level since 2014. There are 97 homicides in the capital in 2025. That seems like nothing. Wow. I mean, I don't know. The homicide rate per capita in London is lower than any other UK city and below many comparable global cities, including New York, Berlin, Milan, Paris, Brussels, Toronto. Yeah, Toronto, okay. Lower than rates in major US cities such as LA, Houston, Chicago, Philadelphia. Murders and shootings fell last year as well. Japan, Tokyo has an even lower homicide rate. Wow, really low. 0.3 per 100,000 people. That's tiny. That's nothing. But okay, yeah. I mean, that seems to check out. That seems to check out. Knife crime has increased. But knife crime is a lot easier to deal with than gun crime. Gun crime, I mean, like, knife will fuck you up. A knife will fuck you up. Like, don't get me wrong. But you can at least deal with it. A gun bullet going through your chest and shit, I mean, that affects a lot. I feel like, you often see people comparing, like, healthcare rates. U.S. pays by far more in healthcare than any other, country. They're also not any other, like, first world country that has socialized medicine. The U.S. is the only country that doesn't have, free healthcare, Medicare for all situations. So that might be part of it. But I do think another aspect is all the fucking gun crime, because that shit is expensive to deal with. And, I do think even if the U.S., obviously things would be way better for the U.S. if you guys got your free healthcare going. I fucking hoping and praying that happens, because Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous. But if you get there, I would guess it would still be very expensive with all the gun violence. Phone thefts. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Okay, what are we doing here? How crime levels in lawless London rank compared with other world cities. Lawless. Crime index. It's below Bradford, Coventry, Birmingham. Oh, wait. This is just in UK. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, crime index by European city. Okay, let's see. Anyone above this from the US? No. Nope. Oh, it's Europeans. Right. Dang it. Is there not a global one? There isn't. Is London safer than New York City? Yes, according to most metrics. All right. Yeah. Oh, I think it checks out. I think what Zanny said checks out.
Coming down. You have painted, and because you have so many followers, so many Americans believe it, a kind of view that Europe and the UK are kind of, overrun with terrifying Muslim immigrants. There's rape on every corner. There's a sort of civilizational destruction.
I haven't said any of those things.
Just not.
I haven't said any of those things. Oh, yeah. You have, though, man. You do say that shit.
Well, you say...
Yeah, I haven't said any of those things. I've simply retweeted things like that and added my own accompaniment, my own commentary, usually just a bullseye emoji or a crying laughing face. Or 100%, or sometimes I just write yes, or interesting, or good to know.
Civil war in Britain is inevitable, and
yes, if current trends continue, it is.
Why?
Well, if you have a large and rapidly growing group of people whose beliefs are antithetical to Western beliefs, at some point there will be a reckoning. They will try to implement their views, and those who oppose it will oppose it, and that's what you call civil war. And obviously, this is the trend. And you absolutely do live in a cloistered existence. And if you'd like, we can go on a tour of Britain.
Sure. I'd be very happy to come on a tour of Britain.
And you will see for yourself.
You come see my country that I live in all the time, and you haven't been to a few years ago.
There.
This is definitely the thing that she's the most upset about in this whole interview. She's like, yeah, why are you saying all this shit about the grooming gangs and all that bullshit? I live there. It's not like she didn't really care so much about Doge. She was like, I don't want to relitigate Doge. But this one, she's got like skin in the game, you can tell.
Literally 100 times.
But when was the last time?
Literally a few years ago.
You know why this exercises me? Because you have really shaped opinion about the UK. And so many Americans I come across and I have conversations with, and I just had one the other day along the order of, oh, London's such a dangerous place. How can you know? There are sort of grooming gangs everywhere. There's violence everywhere. This is a picture that people get from things that you post or that are posted on X. And for example, you're posting for, what was it, 48 hours of Citizen Vigilante. That film, which,
Uwe Boll movie. Oh my God. Uwe Boll is like one of the worst directors of all time. Like I think he has a total of 0% on Rotten Tomatoes for all of his movies. Like he's a real like Tommy Wiseau type guy. Just an absolute fucking character. And he directed this movie with Armie Hammer as a guy who goes around killing like Muslims or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't really know that much about it. And Elon like mega promoted it. It's like, I just love that they have to promote this thing by basically, it's like if Tommy Wiseau, the guy who made The Room, made a reactionary Islamophobic type shit. Like and he has to pretend it's good.
It's a dystopian. I've watched it.
Yes.
It was not fun. I watched it yesterday. It's not a very good movie. But it also paints a dystopian picture of Europe. And it glorifies vigilante violence. It glorifies the murdering of a Muslim immigrant family. I honestly think that it is irresponsible for you to put that up on X.
I think that it's a movie, and it's worth watching.
You're clearly suggesting Europe is a dystopian place, and you...
Yes, I mean, why aren't you doing more to fight censorship in Europe? Why aren't you?
To change the topic here. Yeah, okay, we're going to move on. This part's great. Let's just get into it. She talks about him being racist.
People say that you're a racist. People say that you're, there's all kinds of things said about you, which I'm sure you would disagree with.
She's being kind of careful here. Many are saying, not me necessarily, and I'm sure you would disagree, but people have said that you're racist.
I just don't understand. What is the motivation for doing that? Are you fomenting?
My partner is she's half Indian, and and I have 4 children with her. One of them was named after a famous Indian physicist. So I would say.
Oh, wow. Okay. You named your kid after the. Who is this person? Sorry, I just had to Google. Elon Musk's half Indian partner. Who is it? Oh, it's her? It's her? Okay. Well, what caste is she? He says his son's name honors an Indian scientist. One of his sons has a middle name. It's not even the first name. Middle name inspired by Indian scientist Subramanian Chandrasekhar. Sorry, I know that's wrong, but he argued that these personal connections, along with diversity, blah, 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 blah. Anything else about this thing? Is this like his girlfriend or something? I don't even know. I didn't even know he was dating anyone. Siobhan Zillis. Oh, okay. And she's got a green highlighted name. She's an executive at Neuralink. Nice. Zillis has Indian roots through her mother. Her father's Canadian, born and raised in Canada. Cool. She's half Canadian, like Elon Musk himself. May Musk is Canadian. Cool. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, really? Like, it's funny. Like, okay. All right. I'm not trying to play some colorist. Oh, you're not really Indian, blah, 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 blah. But first of all, Elon, I don't think anybody has an issue with you. You're well, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure he said horrific shit about Indian people, but I think people are mostly concerned about, your Islamophobia, which India, one of the most Islamophobic countries, doing basically a genocide of their, the Indian Muslim population. Narendra Modi, basically a modern day Hitler. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Oh no, I'm not racist, not Islamophobic. My partner's Indian, and that's close enough. That's some kind of brown, I think. Anyway, wild. Where were we?
Racist, and also, if you look at the people that are employed at my companies, we have senior executives of all races.
Multiple lawsuits of black employees working at Tesla factories being forced to work in different areas of the thing, being called racial slurs, Elon Musk himself treating them differently. There's been multiple lawsuits across multiple different United States Tesla factories about this. Oh yeah, well, I hire people with the E1 visas or whatever it is. Yeah, I hire a lot of Indians at my various tech companies. I do that, and there's black people. There are some black people who haven't sued me for racism. I think that's got to account for something.
There's I don't think there's any racism there.
Are you anti-Muslim?
Good question.
I'm against having if people are coming to a country with antithetical views. I am against that.
Okay, so you are in favor of yourself being kicked out of the United States because you're a technocrat?
I'm against that. I'm against. I'm against rape and murder.
Oh my God!
Against,
okay, so you're Islamophobic, man. It's like, no. Are you Islamophobic? Well, I'm against rape and murder. It's like, that's not what I was asking. Yeah, I think everyone's against rape and murder, but that isn't like. That's not shit that's in the Quran, dude. You can't just ascribe that to all Muslims. What an insane fucking idiot racist. Jesus Christ.
Imposition of...
You can tell from his voice, he's like, he thinks he's coming across fully reasonably. And there's this whole argument with her about the far right shit he's doing. He's like, no, I'm normal. I'm actually quite normal. I believe normal things. Like normal things like that all Muslims are rapists and murderers.
Rules and laws that are contrary to what we've come to accept in the West. And I think it's a crying shame that the sort of traditional media, like you, don't recognize this.
First of all, I think that you hugely exaggerate the challenges that Europe faces. Secondly, in areas I can...
She's still focused on Europe, even though he said the most insane thing ever about the Muslims.
I agree with you. I
agree with you. Dude, lady, Zanny, come on. Nail him on that shit. He said, I don't hate Muslims, I hate rapists and murderers.
I think that, the constraints on freedom of speech in the UK in certain areas are problematic.
That is true.
What worries me
UK has brutal freedom of speech laws. I will agree with Elon on that.
The people you are supporting are really quite vile people in some areas. Like some members of the AFD, Alice Weidel, whom I've met, is a perfectly thoughtful person. But in her party are some real neo-Nazis, are some really, really awful people. And your blanket support of this kind of party with 240...
She's so close to him ideologically. It's so funny that she's like destroying him like this. It's so funny. This is some real like right-wing infighting. She's like, yes, of course. Well, many in the AFD, Alternative for Deutschland, are quite nice and wonderful people, but some of them are Nazis. Some of them are overt Nazis. I prefer the covert ones. The covert Nazis are nice and good, but I don't think that we should align ourselves fully because some of them are a little too mask off for our movement.
40 million followers means that you have a power in Europe that I think perhaps you don't realize the scale of impact you have. But you...
Yeah, exactly, Finland. The economist mostly agrees with him. They just want to do it more politely. Yeah. And they don't like him smearing Europe.
Well, good. I hope I am having a big impact.
But why? Why should you? Why should you be able to shape European...
I've seen so many people, like Republicans or whatever, like Elon fans, coping on Twitter, being like, this SJW woke lady who's so obviously biased towards the far left. It's like, dude, look, Google her. Zanny Beddos or whatever her name is.
Politics. You don't even live there.
I think of it as the sort of the West collectively.
But do you see why
this... Like, when I say Europe, I just mean like, basically like the good countries that I like, the West. I just sort of basically mean like any country that is convenient for my argument. So, I'm not even necessarily referring to Europe. When I say Europe, I just mean the West.
Makes people think that this man who has all this power, he's the world's richest man, he thinks he has a right to influence our politics. It makes people... It's why, we started this conversation saying superlatives. It's why people loathe you.
Oh, now it's heavy. It's a heavy thing to bring up. This is why people loathe you, dude. It's like you're the richest guy in the world and you're like orchestrating control over global fucking governments and heavily favoring the far right, racist, ultranationalist, white supremacist, Holocaust denying, neo-Nazi, fascist, authoritarian, corrupt, blah, 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 MAGA, whatever, alt-right. That's who you favor. And people don't like that. People don't like the richest man in the world putting his thumb on the scale. That's why people hate, they loathe you. Not even just hate. That's why people loathe you. What an intense thing to say. What an intense thing to say. All right, let's see how he handles it.
I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do.
But do you understand why?
I don't care.
Do you think what you're doing is...
The least believable thing he's ever said, and that's saying a lot. I don't even care about, and I don't even cry myself to sleep. And then, I don't even ask him, I don't even call up Grimes at night and say, some people like me, right? Tell me that it's true. And by the way, did you know my new girlfriend's Indian? And that means that I'm not racist because, well, then she wouldn't be Indian then, right?
I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do.
But do you understand why? Do you think what you're doing is helpful for Western democracy?
Maybe some people do loathe me. And that's probably true. I don't care.
I don't care.
But the fact that, as you pointed out, 250 million people follow me is that I think a lot more people actually like me than don't. And I think a lot more people.
And my Twitter account could beat up your Twitter account in a fight. My Twitter followers are way, but they think they like all the jank memes I post and they think I'm cool. And did you even think about that?
Hate you and the media.
Oh, and this is another one. This is literally, I know you are, but what am I? He said, and you know what? There's a lot of people that like me. And I think that people hate you.
Like me than don't. And I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize. Do you realize the media is despised? Do you realize that journalists, the view of journalists.
So I will take Elon's kind of, argument here at face value. Yeah, like people do hate the media. I hate the media. There's a lot of things I hate about the media, but I hate billionaires more. And most of my critiques of the media, if not all of my critiques of the media, have to do with elite capture. They have to do with the control that people like this fuckhead have over the media and over what stories we get told, what gets suppressed, what gets fucking uplifted, what information is accessible to people. Always happens to be the shit that works best for this class of person. So for him to play the populist card, people are sick of the media. People are sick of you, dude. I guarantee, I don't have the stats, but I would be shocked if people hate the media more than they hate the billionaire class, the Epstein class, the Elon Musk class. This is who people hate. And I'm not saying that they don't hate the media. Yeah, you should hate the media. The media's got a lot to fucking answer for, but ridiculous for him to be like, and they actually hate the media more. Not more than you did.
It's like a favorable view of journalists is like 15%.
Yeah, I do know that. In the United States.
So the shoe is on the other foot. They hate you. They hate you far more.
The shoe is on the other foot. Oh, the shoe's on the other foot. Wouldn't you take the shoe off? And now that you've taken the shoe off, you should take pictures of your feet. What? What was I saying? Oh, yes. No, they don't like you.
They hate me.
I think
they hate you. Okay, wait. His voice is so funny here. This is so funny. They hate you more than they hate me. Sort of like that. Wait, did I get it?
They hate you far more than they hate me.
I think that
me. There's something crazy he's doing with his voice there. What? When he says me, he's like, me.
They hate you far more than they hate me.
I think there is certainly a loss of trust in journalism. I think in part.
Is this guy like 3 years old? What an argument.
There have been mistakes by journalists and journalism. I totally acknowledge that. But I also think that the kind of polarized environment, particularly on social media, fostered by the kinds of things you are pushing on X, actually helps this, makes it worse.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Good point.
I think you're the problem, the media.
It's actually you're the problem. It's not me the problem. It's actually you're the problem, and I'm not crying, and you're the one that's crying. And I don't. My kids don't forget to call me. Your kids don't call you, and you're the one that people don't like. And actually, and actually, you're the one that people don't do things about. And that's right.
And speaking of loathing, you're loathed far more than I am. And you don't seem to even realize that.
I think very few people know who I am relative to you, so I don't think I play in the same game.
The media collectively. So, I mean, you're hated.
The media. The concept of the media. Like, come on, bro.
Do you even know that? You probably don't.
I like to think that I'm aware.
You probably don't. You probably don't even. Zanny's like, wait, really? People don't like the media? Are you sure? I didn't know that. Actually, really, I've never heard this. I've never really looked into it. I'm not the sort of type that reads the comments. I'm not the sort of person that reads the comments.
Of my own personal shortcomings and the Economist's shortcomings and our worldview shortcomings.
Yeah.
But what we stand for, as you know, is liberal values, traditional, classical liberal values.
Yeah, she's a classical liberal, folks. She's a classical liberal. This is like fucking like Elon Musk getting in a fight with like PragerU. You know, this is not, she is not a woke fucking SJW.
Where we worry about concentrations of power and we
She didn't take her septum piercing out right before this interview.
believe in the individual and the dignity of the individual and individual freedom.
Right. I agree with that.
Firmly believe that. And I have long thought that you were a classical liberal. But when I read what you post, classical liberal, J.S. Mill, limited government, individual freedom.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But when I read what you post on your feed, I sometimes wonder whether you really do believe in that.
I literally said, look, I believe in safe cities, secure borders, and sensible spending with respect to government.
Does the
that
US
doesn't make me right.
I believe in sensible spending with regards to government, not with regards to me. I get to spend whatever nonsense I want. And, sensible spending, that doesn't apply to people like me. It's only to the government.
At all. In the least.
I want to start Doge that's just for Elon's finances. And I get to go through all of his fucking info and be like, I'm going to shut down this. I'm going to shut down that. I'm going to shut down this. Nah, I don't think this is working. Neuralink, that's a waste. No, we're going to stop this. We're going to stop that.
Does the US or do European countries score better on those?
The U.S. is better.
No.
Yes.
Safe cities, much more dangerous in the US than the UK. Sensible spending.
She's still on this. She's not letting this go. This is where she's holding his feet to the fire.
Bigger deficit here, out of control. You failed to reduce it. Secure borders now under the Trump administration. I agree with you.
Yes, I like how you've spelled this out, Buddy Area 2000. With respect for
before not, but on 2 out of 3, unequivocally, Europe is in a better place. Yet you seem to paint the picture of Europe being a hellhole.
I don't think Europe's a hellhole.
Okay, we can agree on something.
When did I ever say that?
Well, the picture you paint of Europe on X.
She's so happy she got that out of him. She walked out of there. None of the rest of this interview mattered. To her, it was like, and I got him to say that he doesn't think Europe's a hellhole. And people say that he was beyond reach. But you know what? If you just talk to someone and meet them where they are, you can get them to acknowledge the wonders of the world and how Europe actually isn't a rape island.
No, I'm not.
You're just literally making it up.
You say civil war in Britain is inevitable, and then you basically proselytize for this citizen vigilante film, which really does paint Europe as a hellhole. It just starts with ominous music, and it says Europe.
Okay. Anyway, we don't need to listen to more of the Europe shit. I think that's all you need to care for. There it is. Pretty crazy interview, I will say. I enjoyed it. Even though it did involve looking at Elon's stupid face and listening to his stupid voice. But I do think this is one of those... it's always good when he makes an ass of himself like this. Honestly. It's good. I think that, like, him taking over Twitter was, overall probably bad, but good that it gave people a real insight into how big of an idiot he is. And it really helped people get over this whole propaganda that he was some kind of super genius and capitalism is a meritocracy. All right, what else we got here? Okay, I did want to talk about The Odyssey. Now, I haven't seen The Odyssey movie, so no spoilers, nothing like that. But I've been sort of keeping up with a little bit of the discourse of it online, and I do think it is nuts. I think a lot of what people are saying is absolutely like crazy. So I wanted to get into this a little bit. This is an article from a guy, Pedro L. Gonzalez. Let me show you. The Odyssey as a Chud cognitive extinction event. And it kind of goes into the discourse. Now, of course, yeah, like we all know The Odyssey. We've seen people they're mad that like there's black people cast in it. They're mad that there's whatever, like woke casting. There's a trans person. There's this, there's that. There's like they're mad about all that. But I'm not really interested in that. Like that is whatever. I guess that's interesting in its own right. But conservatives just do this with every movie. Okay. What makes this special is that this has actually evolved into something a lot more intense. Something that is like almost to the equivalent of like the Stop the Steal level of mass delusion that all these, chuds are having with this thing. They're so upset that the Odyssey is doing well that they've created a parallel universe where it's not doing well. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird one. And Odyssey, anti-Odyssey content has been like major big thing on the right for months, like long before the movie actually came out. But then it did come out. Okay. It did come out and they were so sure, that whole thing, like go woke, go broke, that whole saying, that doesn't seem to be correlated. A lot of woke things do really well. A lot of woke things don't do well. Sometimes the shit does well. Sometimes shit don't do well. Overall, I think woke stuff, your thing being woke maybe sometimes is good for you. Sometimes you can cater to a more niche chud audience and do well that way. There's plenty of people spending money. You just got to know, you just got to risk it, whatever you want to do, be it woke or not woke. Anyway, but no, they were sure that this was going to be an example. They were 100% sure. So much of the coverage was like, they cast a black woman as Helena Troy, so this is going to bomb. This is going to be the biggest box office bomb since Bomb Story. I don't know. This is going to be the biggest box office bomb since fucking Oppenheimer, which was a movie about a bomb that was directed by the same guy that made The Odyssey. And it actually did really well at the office. But I mean bomb in a literal sense then, but a figurative sense now. Turns out, no, The Odyssey was a bomb in the same way as Oppenheimer. It smashed the pre-sale record previously held by Avengers Endgame in Greece, which is the country whose culture Nolan supposedly disrespected. Reading from the this article by what's his name, Gonzalez, Pedro. And that is wrong. Okay, so that's to them that couldn't be right because Nolan's epic had to fail in their minds, for its success would violate the strongly held delusions of the worst people in America. Misery loves company, and there's no more miserable group than MAGA chuds who believe that 2024 represented some national cultural shift in their favor and a death blow to everything they deemed woke, and it broke their brains. And then but it's actually quite intense. And I think this is a great quote from the article here. The Venn diagram of people who believe the 2020 election was stolen and people who believe booked out theaters across America are actually empty is a perfect circle. It's like this is what it's like. And I don't know if there's been anything like this since then. Elon Musk was completely dedicated to this. He was trying to get people to boycott it. We're going to make obviously, we're going to make an even better one. We're going to make a one that's made for Grok. It's going to be Grok AI. And, as people say they hate Grok. No, they hate you more than they hate Grok. And you are Christopher Nolan. And they don't like you because of all the black people. Anyway, but the film did really, really well. R-rated movie, did amazing. It did better than its opening weekend projection, which was considered optimistic. But okay, enough of reading these articles. Let's get into the actual fucking discourse. So here's the subreddit Kotaku in action. This is like a Gamergate subreddit, if you recall. Gamergate was kicked off by a fucking reviewer for the website Kotaku, part of the Gawker family of things. And so believe it or not, it's still a thing. Posting shit like what's Kotaku in action? It's described as the almost official Gamergate subreddit, the main hub for Gamergate on Reddit. That's crazy that this is still around. Nuts. They got rid of all the Pizzagate subreddits, but the Gamergate ones are still up. The birth of the fucking alt-right. I think this was all fucking Peter Thiel funded, but I'll do a stream on that one day. Anyway, Rotten Tomatoes says The Odyssey has a 97% audience score. Because that's another thing they love to do. It's like, oh, it's got 99% critic score, but then they'll be like, oh, this movie has a high critic score, but look at the audience score, it's low. And what that'll be is a bunch of these fuckheads brigade reviewing it. They get all of their people to go and review it, even if they haven't seen the movie, and that can lower down the review score, right? But they couldn't do that for this. They couldn't change the Rotten Tomatoes thing because so many people saw the movie and recorded it. But anyway, So, but you know what? They're crying foul. They're crying stop the steal. Yes, these incel chud right-away dipshits know their culture war bullshit was all psyop by Epstein, Bannon, and rich pedophiles to distract them from their crimes on Epstein's island. Some of that I do think is totally true. But particularly the stuff about Bannon. Like this Gamergate specifically was a big Bannon thing. Okay, what was I saying again? Right. Okay. So they're going into this. Okay. If you download the JSON file that shows how they calculated it, and then you take out all of this stuff, you can get the true score. And then it's only 56% rating it positively. When everybody's like, what the heck? You are, sir, are a genius. Wow. The fact that the Woman King is 99% audience score should make everyone discount Rotten Tomatoes as a reliable source. That's about a black lady. So it can't be good. It can't be good. It's about a woman. And a woman king, if anything, a woman could be queen. So if 99% of people liked it, that's dumb. Okay? The Dahomey Amazons, no, they were involved in the slave trade, and that's why it's problematic. And I think everybody knew that. Anyway, hard to believe so many absolute classics that will be remembered for hundreds of years have been released since Amazon bought out IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. That someone scored higher than Shawshank Redemption, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. Ah, boy. Okay, so this is their thing. I saw this guy going into it. He's like, so what they do with the math here is they removed more than 7,000 verified ratings. They calculate the score using the 886 unverified ratings left over, as in these people, they haven't proven that they've seen the movie, so just anyone can do it. And then they declare that tiny group the real audience. Rotten Tomatoes has used verified audience as its default metric since 2019. Those people bought tickets and still chose to rate the movie. You can dislike Fandango prompting them. I do, but a notification doesn't remove their agency or make their opinions fake. You can't throw out almost 90% of the ratings because they didn't give the result you wanted and call what remains the truth. This isn't exposing Rotten Tomatoes. It's exposing the fact that you didn't pass 6th grade math. But this is like, it's actually so similar to Stop the Steal shit. It's so similar. They grab onto shit, and you can tell reading the comments, people are so hungry for some kind of math sounding, impressive looking, oh, you download the JSON file? I don't even know what that is. Like, these people are hungry for an answer here. And, here, I've got more of this too. I'm not sure if this is real. I tried to find it. I tried to find it. I don't think it's real. My life is meaningless if Odyssey succeeds. But I did look up, a bunch of reviews. Matt Walsh, the Odyssey was even worse than I expected. The worst film adaptation ever made. What's funny is all these chuds are like, it sucks, it's fucking brutal, except Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is like, guys, it's actually good. Sorry, but the Odyssey is actually good. We should remember that it's good. Ben Shapiro to conservatives, don't dismiss the Odyssey. Guys, it's actually, I like it. And maybe we can actually talk about how maybe we can make it so that it's conservative. Shapiro has really lost touch. He's lost his touch. He doesn't have the, his finger on the pulse like he used to. He's picking the worst options every time. Get out of the bubble. The Odyssey just crushed it. And then we got Tim Pool over here. They faked it all. So he's going all in. And I just want to say, I think as you guys know, right? I like to analyze conspiracy theories as, what are they really saying? If we don't take what they're saying literally and we take it kind of metaphorically, if we treat any conspiracy like Stop the Steal or the Odyssey is actually doing really terribly, but they don't want you to know that. We take these, what do they actually express? Because I don't think a lot of these people genuinely believe that this dude figured it all out here, right? Even the people in this thread. I'm sure some of them do, but I think a lot of them don't. And, I think with Stop the Steal, it's actually kind of easy to tell what they were saying, for me anyway. Or maybe I shouldn't say it so confidently. I think for me, I have a theory that makes sense, that when people said Stop the Steal, the Biden voters, like Biden didn't get as many votes and it's actually a lie and they stole the election and blah, 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 blah. Well, if you talk to these people, like seriously, like one-on-one, if you read what they talk about in forums, you'll see that there is a major concern among Trump's base and a lot of like rural white people about the Great Replacement Theory and the fact that the nation is being stolen from them. The demographics are being shifted. And this is a conscious thing done by a group of people who is typically described as being Jewish, who are importing whatever inferior races from overseas to America in order to vote for like woke people. And, you know, even that is a conspiracy theory, obviously. That isn't true at all. But like, it does reflect something real in that demographics are changing. Demographics do shift. Non-white people are moving to rural white towns. That's something that happens. I'm from a small town. I'm from a small white town. And I've heard people in my town, you know, older people when I was growing up, I heard them talk about, oh, when we sell our house, we're definitely not going to sell to a black family. We're not going to do that. Oh, don't worry. We're going to make sure a white family moves in here. Like, this is a thing. And it's like, this is a real concern that people have. And I think that when people say stop the steal, like the reason that was such an effective slogan, I think Roger Stone came up with it, or what's his name? Ali. What the fuck was his name? That guy. Ali something or other. Whoever came up with it, it was a genius slogan, stop the steal, because while it was ostensibly about a stolen election, I think it was really about a stolen demographic. And when because this is so similar, I think we can map a similar kind of, reading onto this. If we're reading this as satire or as metaphor or as some kind of like, religious myth that isn't literally true, but has a hidden meaning. They don't believe that the Odyssey deserves this thing. They think that people have been brainwashed into liking it. They don't think that even if people are going home and they are reviewing it and they do like it, they don't think that this is an objectively, true way of looking at this media. And they think that if anyone who really understood the Odyssey and really got what it was about watched it, they would know that it was wrong and it was an insult to Greeks. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm making this point. I'm not sure if I'm making this point as well as I want, but I think this reflects something deeper. Like, this is funny. Now I'll be honest, I have not actually read the Odyssey, but I was assigned it in my in a university English class, and Matt Walsh, he's like, oh, I just saw the Odyssey. Especially you may have heard, literally all the criticisms were entirely correct. Blah, blah, blah. DEI casting is atrocious. But even worse than that is Nolan's decision to turn Odysseus into an anachronistic, whiny, solemn shell of a man plagued by trauma and guilt. And I remember in my tutorial, my English tutorial, and from a little of the Odyssey I did actually read, I remember there was a girl in my tutorial who developed like a big hilarious crush on Odysseus. And I remember like the first time she brought it up, she was like, is anybody else kind of think Odysseus is like kind of hot? Like, is anybody kind of into him or whatever? And everybody's like, what? She's like, I don't know. He seems good. He seems sexy. I don't know. And then, I don't know. It was very funny. Like, she was like very much in on the joke, but like every tutorial she'd sort of be like, people would mention something about him and she'd be like, oh my God, he's so perfect or whatever. But one thing about Odysseus that she loved, one of many things that she loved, was that he's so sensitive. He cries constantly. He's constantly crying throughout the Odyssey. This guy's a sad sack. This guy's got depression. Okay? This guy is sad. This guy is trying to work out his feelings. All right? When he stabs a Cyclops in his eye, he's really stabbing his own sense of self-worth. You know what I mean? This is like, this guy needed therapy. He didn't need to go on an Odyssey. He needed to go on an Odyssey to the fucking psychiatrist. But very funny for these guys who are so concerned about things being historically accurate. Clearly, he hasn't read the fucking Odyssey. Because he's like, oh no, no one was whiny back then. Dude, read the Odyssey. People were whiny back then. either people were whiny back then or Homer invented the first fictional character that was whiny and it was a totally new idea and nobody else was whiny. And I'm not talking about The Color of the Sea, okay? I'm talking about he whined. Anyway, very funny. But I did want to watch this. This is Tim Pool. The title is They Faked It All. And I believe this is going to be about how, actually, guys, the Odyssey didn't do well.
The Odyssey backlash is a bust. Wired says it failed tremendously, and for all the hysteria over woke casting and ahistorical choices, Christopher Nolan's epic is on track to make $200 million globally during its opening weekend. Now, I think the budget was around like $250 million with marketing and distribution and the fact that theaters are going to take a large percentage, not a large, but a decent percentage of the cut. It's not yet tracking to make money. It might be a break-even film. It's a big, big movie, but some say it could make $1 billion. Now, the interesting thing is the accusations that the production companies are filling seats fraudulently. We got people posting on social media that they're trying to buy tickets to the movie, but the theater show's full. And when they then show up, the theater's actually empty. I'm going to go ahead and say, I doubt it. It's possible. We've seen things like this before.
Why did you bring this up then?
It does happen.
This does happen, but the only times it really happens is with those big ass like Christian fucking QAnon. What was that fucking The Sound of Freedom? Was that what it's called? That one with Jim Caviezel rescuing children overseas and that total bullshit propaganda piece for that. What the hell is his name? I can't remember. But basically like a Victor Marx type, a high risk philanthropist, where they would just, big companies, churches would buy up all these seats and then be like, if you message us, we'll send you a free ticket if you can't make it or whatever. And people would go to these whatever Christian movies and be like, oh, it's actually like fully empty in here, but it was sold out online. So yeah, no, Tim Pool, you are right. This does happen. I don't think it needs to happen with a star-studded mega blockbuster directed by the Christopher Nolan. Like, this isn't the type of the movie that needs to do that. If Christopher Nolan has a movie do badly, it'll be like Tenet. And just be like, okay, yeah, that one wasn't a huge success. But he's on to some shit, man.
They'll release a book, and then what these companies will do, they will release the book, order in bulk.
Oh, yeah, and this is also a thing that they do to get on the New York Times bestseller list. They'll do with, like, Dave Rubin's book or whoever writes a book. I mean, I know, I've mostly heard of it being done by conservatives, but I'm sure everybody fucking does it. I guess that's just how the fucking game is played. You got to game the system to get your name up on the New York Times bestseller list, because that is how you get a lot of eyes on your book and hopefully more people buy it. And even if they don't, you get to say, you print on the cover, New York Times bestseller, even if it was completely juiced.
1 million copies for themselves, basically paying themselves, and then magically they're a New York Times bestseller. The argument here is, when The Odyssey was announced, a Christopher Nolan movie, this is back in December of 24, instantly pre-sale tickets got wiped out. People were picking them up like hotcakes. But I'm going to go ahead and say this. My friends, there exists a secret society of people keeping Long John Silver's in business. It's a joke I heard a long time ago, but it makes sense because I literally don't know a single person who eats at Long John Silver's, let alone Arby's. Now, to be fair, I do know people who sometimes go to Arby's because they got good curly fries. But I'm going to be honest with you. I literally do not know a single person who regularly consumes fast food seafood from Long John Silver's. I'm not trying to be a dick to
I mean, okay, but I know a lot of people who went to see The Odyssey. I feel like I'm fucking behind. I haven't seen it yet. It's been out for like a week, and I'm like, fuck, I'm so uncool. Oh, I got such FOMO. I think Goblin Queen wants to go see it too. Maybe we'll go see it on Tuesday cheap night. But like, dude, okay, like I don't know if all your friends, like, they give you a fucking spreadsheet of all the restaurants they eat at, but sure, maybe you're onto something with this Long John Silver's theory. But like, you don't know people who saw The Odyssey? Everybody's seen that shit, man.
Long John Silver's. I don't, do you even, When was the last time you even went or saw one? Indeed, out by us, there is one out on the main road, and it's open. I don't know anybody who goes there.
Now, I'm curious, does he ever show any evidence, or is it just him talking next to this article that says the exact opposite of what he's saying? Oh, he goes, what does he show? He shows something
of popularity. Are they doing it with the Odyssey? Well, you know, I watched Nerdrotic's video, and it's a great video. Nerdrotic, big fan,
God.
always does.
Nerdrotic, review the Odyssey. Okay. Oh, I see. Look at this. It's the Indian guy. They gave him a 7-Eleven shirt with AI. And I guess, is this, now I don't know. Now I may not be the right kind of racist person here, but to get this, but I feel like, is this a reference to the Captain Phillips movie where it's like, I'm the captain now, look at me, that meme? Is that what they're trying to do? Because she's black, so she must be the Captain Phillips guy? I don't quite get it. But that's also, I mean, that doesn't even look like the actress that plays that part. I'm not even sure. And then he's crying because it's Odysseus, man. Yeah, read the Odyssey. He cries. That's not a new idea. And then here's Elliot Page, who's a trans man who, I don't know, like I don't know if they're trying to say anything clever with it, but okay. Anyway, that's just a close reading of this fucking reactionary thumbnail.
Does good work. He called it an epic disappointment for a variety of reasons we'll get into. And but he said there were some things that he did like about it, but for the most part, epic disappointment. And watching his video and seeing how he breaks it down, it looks like...
Oh, and then he goes back to this? Fuck.
It's not a movie I want to watch. And he brings up a bunch of points about the interpretation, the vague references to gods. There's no male gods. They're depicted as forces of nature, but the female gods are all there. It's weird. I do believe, he mentions in his video that James Cameron and...
When will male gods break the glass ceiling and be more than just forces of nature? When will they have their own agency?
What's his face? Avatar guy. I forgot his
James
name.
Cameron.
Oh, no, that's James Cameron. Yeah, and this is Christopher Nolan. Yeah. James Cameron. He's like, the only people who can actually get people to come into theaters. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I've not seen Avatar Fire and Ash. I vaguely remember watching the second one. What is it? The Way of Water? I think I might have seen it in theaters. I'm not sure. Forgettable movie. The first Avatar I remember. And I was shocked that it reportedly made $2 billion. When Marvel's Avengers Endgame came out, everybody was like, this movie is going to blow Avatar out of the water. And it didn't. They had to do a special re-release to flub the numbers above 2 billion to beat Avatar. So does it really count? I don't know.
There is a real question here. Like, a lot of movies that have done the best, if you look at, like, you know, before Avengers and shit, a lot of movies that have done the best are like racist movies from the South. Like Gone with the Wind, the very first, you know, full-length motion picture, like writing history with lightning, as U.S. president said. What's it called? Birth of a Nation. That Disney movie, Song of the South. These are movies that, like, every 10 years they would re-release them in theaters. So they pump up the numbers. It's a lot of tricks, and oddly seems to be done mostly by racists. Mostly like, oh, look, it's on the highest grossing of all time. This, like, ode to the forgotten glory of the antebellum South. Weird. Well, I guess racism's good then. You know? That's funny how that always happens.
But they did it.
And now he's trying to be like, the Odyssey's doing... The Odyssey hasn't only been out for a week, dude. It hasn't gotten a re-release.
Sorry. There is a secret society of people that goes to see these films. I'm kidding, of course, but my ultimate point is I don't know people who are like, man, I love the Avatar movies.
So this is it, right? The Odyssey's faking ticket sales by buying up theater seats. Fraud. That's not really fraud. To make the movie look like a success, already $400 million in the hole. Moviegoers are reporting having to take empty, terrible seats because full. But when they show up, the theaters are mostly empty. Here's my evidence. A bunch of Reddit comments. Crazy.
You know, like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I remember when they announced the Avatar movie, I was all excited because I'm a huge fan of The Last Airbender. And then I was like, wait, what's this? Like weird purple, like blue monsters? Like what is this going on? And then I remember when they were announcing what it was going to be about. And they were like, they described the movie as an alien species that evolved beyond the need for technology. And I was like, oh, man. So what I thought was going to happen, it would be really cool, is the humans come to the planet to steal.
Okay, now he's writing his fucking spec script for Avatar 4. He's like, yeah, and you know what my biggest problem was is that Avatar movies, they didn't have a part where like a cool Na'vi that like was wearing a beanie, but is actually really cool, has like maybe like sort of like an Avatar style talk show where instead of having a microphone, he talks into his ponytail, and then other avatars hear it in their minds because it's like a mental thing. And his name is I don't know, let's call him Squim. Let's call him Squim Squool. And he's the guy that actually saves the day, even though, you know, he's like really good skateboarder and like a rock and roll guy as well, or at least the Avatar version of rock and roll. And by skateboard, I mean it's basically skateboarding, but he's riding on like one of those little pterodactyls, but he's on it sideways like a surfboard. And Squim actually becomes the hero and saves the day. And everyone agrees with him that all of the Na'vi should be conservative now.
The unobtainium, the alien blue creatures.
Okay, bro, come on. I want you to talk about
Spider-Man. Right when the pre-sales went up. And here's the thing. You may be saying,
what the fuck is he
because
talking
you're
about?
a child to be doing. Well, yeah, sure. What?
Okay, now he's talking about how much he likes Marvel movies. What are you... Okay.
There's little Spartan heads. Does that mean full or empty? I'm assuming it means full.
Yeah, because there's the Spartan heads also. No, it's because the Greek guys are watching the movie.
And they've got a series of posts. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull up the post directly. This is from the Critical Drinker.
Oh my God, it's from the fucking Critical Drinker subreddit. Yeah, this other fucking chud. Some weird shit with the Odyssey ticket sales.
Some weird-ish with the Odyssey ticket sales. I work at a movie theater, and honestly, I was expecting tons of people, something like sardines in that SpongeBob episode. Instead, it's been pretty chill. It's actually kind of empty. Isn't that strange? I keep seeing posts on social media saying the Odyssey...
This is like the fucking QAnon, like, high-level insider, like... I work within the fucking movieplex. My identity is too secret to be revealed, but I will give you clues. There's nobody at the Odyssey screenings, even though they're all sold out. Why? Follow the money. Follow the money. It goes to, I guess, Christopher Nolan.
Odyssey has already made like $500 million, but that doesn't match what I'm seeing. Maybe it's in other countries. Things we've noticed. A lot of tickets were bought and are still being bought online, but very few people are actually...
Yeah, this is just like a fucking fairy tale for these guys. I saw yesterday with my son. The website showed pretty much the whole theater sold out, so we had to sit near the front. It showed my row half full, but we were the only ones there. I don't believe you. Sorry. No pictures?
To our company buying up seats.
Nobody took a little like fucking vertical video of the empty theater? People did that for the sound of freedom.
It seats in bulk to pad the sales. Here's the question. How much would they need to actually pad? If it's half full and you think $100 million? Maybe. I don't know about international.
No, like they would have to pay that in more than the entire amount that they made. Why would they do this? See, this is the thing. Like a lot of conspiracy theories don't take this step. Be like, okay, all right, you think that they're faking all these things? Okay. How would they do that? Okay, they would have to buy up all these tickets. They'd have to buy up all these seats. They'd have to spend like a fuckload of money on this. Not $100 million. Hundreds of millions of dollars. $1 billion maybe. That's how they would have to do it. And then why would they do that? Would it be worth it? Why would they do that? Well, they do that because they want to make people think that this woke DEI movie is good, or at least popular. And that will make people think, oh, well, maybe I should be nice to black people. Oh, well, maybe I do find black women attractive. Oh, well, maybe Indian people can be, I don't know. There's an Indian guy in it. I don't know what he does. I don't know. Oh, maybe, what's the fucking end game? What are they proving? Oh, maybe a trans man can be a character in a movie. Maybe trans people did exist back then. Like, is that what would happen? I don't think that makes any sense. I think that you're upset that this movie's doing well because it's important to you that people go woke and then are duly punished for it by going broke. I think that's the whole thing.
Guys, they spend more than that in marketing. I would not be surprised if they were like, we want this to hit. It's going to go to streaming platforms. We want people to think it's fantastic. Buy up as many seats as you can. Consider it marketing. Look, there's another post I've got. It's from Emily Zanotti quoting Mr. Obvious saying, guys, this is getting weird, okay? Just, it's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah, a normal person being like, oh, you guys are having a psychotic break from reality.
Well, I'm going to say this. I don't know for sure. In my experience, I don't know people who are like, yo, let's go see The Odyssey. Seriously,
You don't?
Brett told me he's going to go see it, but he does a pop culture show. So I'm not hanging out with people being like, yeah, but Spider-Man, yes. Odyssey, not really.
The most normal guy Tim Pool knows, the dude who does the pop culture show on his thing, I guess. I don't know who this guy, Brett, is.
I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to come out and be like, they're faking it.
Oh, no, you are, though. Because the title of your thing is, They Faked It All? What was his thumbnail? What was his thumbnail? Oh, I don't know if he had one. She got caught. This has gone too far. This proves everything. Okay. Oh, okay. He didn't even have a thumbnail. God, so lazy, man. You don't even have some people doing thumbnails for you? Fuck. Wow. He is really doing the, Oh, here's one he randomly did one for. Oh, this was a live one. Anyway, whatever. Not what we're talking about. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think they faked it. I think that really this was, it's just a popular movie, dude. Sorry. You're gonna have to take the L on this. It is okay to be wrong sometimes. There you go, gang. That is the story of the day. Yeah, I guess all the rest of this is stuff that we already went over. London. What am I trying to do? All right, whatever. Oh, somebody had said something earlier that I could watch. Oh, it was that Marcus Hutchins thing. Right. Yeah. No, it's too long. Too long. Did I have anything else to go over? I think I might have. Did I? Wait. Oh, God. I can't just, sit and talk. I mean, I guess I could try. The Odyssey, Vivian. No. Yeah. I could. Yeah, I don't really have it. I have more stuff I could go over, but I don't really have anything that would take me, that I could do in the next 10 minutes. Whatever. I'll hang out here for a little bit. Chill Goblin needs to pick on Tim Pool more often. Yeah, you think? Could do that. He does it. He is a very conspiratorial guy. Just looking at his past few videos, he's talking about Charlie Kirk shit. I gotta spread it out. I can't just keep covering Candace Owens. It is hard to spend $100 million without anybody knowing. Send all the billionaire, oligarch, robber barons, fascists, maggots, and rightoids to Mars forever? Absolutely right. He's got the same I never go outside complexion as Elon. Oh, Tim Pool. I mean, to be fair, so do I. I put in a lot of effort not to ever have sunlight hit my body. Tell some jokes. That's hard. Jokes are hard, man. I don't think I could ever muster the interest even as a big brother. I don't even know. Okay, now I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I wish I was Tim Pool's big... Oh, here we go. I wish I was Tim Pool's big brother and I had this chance to bully some sense into him. Oh, man, what the heck? Okay. Yeah, people don't feel cheated when they see a Christopher Nolan movie or Avatar. That's the whole deal. You saw the same tweets when Melania came out? I mean, well, Melania was... It was the highest grossing documentary of the century or whatever. I was like, well, okay. Documentaries don't do that well. You guys are talking about Arby's. Arby's Jamocha shakes, good. I don't even know. I don't even think, do we even have Arby's in Canada? I don't even think so. Arby's sauce is one of the best fast food sauces. Oh, really? Oh, dang. One good thing about Arby's, they have tartar sauce. Ooh, okay. I mean, hush puppies. Okay, people in the Extra Chill Goblin chat do fuck with Long John Silver's. So there you go. I think they found a single frame with it. She didn't look good. Well, that's another thing. Is like people get getting confused because there's two black women in it. Lupita Nyong'o, who is Helen of Troy, who is like a generationally gorgeous woman, like everyone agrees. And then there's another woman in it who's playing another role who's older, and she's just like not Lupita Nyong'o. And people are showing photos of her, and it was that one who was going like this in the thumbnail. That's the one who was. People have been posting her and being like, "This is your Helen of Troy," and it's like, no, you just confused two black people. A lot of cultures that eat fish year round. Okay. Guy always reminds me of a penis head with that silly looking beanie. What? Does your penis wear a little beanie? That's cool. Their brain is so ingrained in the DEI woke crap, so poisoned they have to treat it like fashion because it can't be reproduced. Interesting point. Do you have an instrument? Do a little jam. Mr. E, show a cartoon. Yeah. Do a cool 10-minute solo. Yeah, do like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Be Penny, show an old copyright-free cartoon. And an actual scam. Huh? I can show a cartoon. Maybe. Wait, I can show one of my cartoons, I think. Yeah, let me try. What's this? How do I do this? I did this at some point. Does Newgrounds still work? No. Hang on a second. Show you my old Newgrounds account. Yeah. I think this should be fun. Oh, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm trying to watch a Newgrounds video and it's giving me grief. It's like, no, you can't do it. Rate limit exceeded. I just tried to click on one video. What the heck happened to Newgrounds? They went woke. Yeah, it's because I'm white, isn't it? Yeah, I get it. Oh, I get it. White guys aren't allowed to watch cartoons. Yeah, don't worry, I'm used to it. I'm used to this kind of treatment. Retry access. Oh, I gotta wait 10 seconds? All right. That's freaking annoying. Access restore 10, 9, 8. All right. No, we can do something. We can do something. Something's wrong with Newgrounds.
They're so dadgum compromised.
They're so dadgum compromised. Okay, ready. Access site. Yeah, granted. Okay, great. All right, here is my old Newgrounds account. And here's a song that I animated a music video for when I was in high school. So this is old. This is old shit. But this is from my high school band, and it's a cover of a Gordon Lightfoot song. And let's see if it works. Okay, maybe don't get too hyped for it, but let's see if it works. Oh, they got Ruffle. Or they got, okay, so it's still a Swift file. I got Ruffle. Ruffle's me. Ruffle's my extension that allows me to watch Flash animations. First cup of coffee, blow. See how the cup of coffee turned into a freaking thing? Now, in the old days, let me just do a little bit here where I kind of, let me go off. I know you guys aren't used to just letting me go off, but let me go off. So, in the old days, computers were a lot slower. So you would have seen that copy cuff turn into a Newgrounds tank slower. But now, computers are so fast that it happened really quick. Like, blah, blah, blah. But I had it so that it was like 1%, 2%, 3% was the cup morphing into the tank. Anyway, so it kind of ruins the effect having a fast computer. I had a lot of people be like, what the fuck? How do I fucking play this? That was my number one complaint, easily. How do I play this video? There's nowhere to play it. There's no play button. And yeah, I don't know why I did this. It says, click on the letter C to begin. And there's a lot of C's, right? Oh, okay, I'll click this C. Nope. It's a C in black belt. And originally, when I uploaded it, it was like, not that one. And you just had to go around. No, it's a C in so this is a version of it where it's like every single C. Every single C. But it used to be like, nope, not that one. And then everybody would be like, dude, I spent like 10 minutes. I could not figure out what C. There's so many C's. So this was an upgraded one where it's like, it's a C in black belt. But then you still got to read everything. Black belt is down here. As performed by Black Belt Kelly. This was my like, I'm not a natural UX designer. I'll say that. I'm having too much fun with it. But okay, click on the letter C to begin. Here we go. Okay, ready? This shouldn't get me copyright hit because this is my high school band covering the song. Right, C and Black Belt. Here we go, ready? And my band was called Black Belt Kelly. I'm just going to let it play. I am going to want to pause it. Fuck. All right, well, here we go. I have been known to be called the $6 million black man, the immortal words of Jim Kelly. Weird thing to put, but...
I'm on my second cup of coffee and I still can't face the day. Well, I'm waiting for my lady who got lost along the way. And if I don't stop
that's
this
me.
trembling hand from
Drummer.
reaching for the phone, I'll be reaching for the bottle, Lord, before the day is done. Cause I'm on my second cup of coffee and it's stupid shit. You know the lady, the one who's gonna wait, and I can get you straight. Sitting alone, my friends all gone home. You never were around, I needed them. Thinking of girls with their fingers in my curls. Too young to understand how love begins. I'm on my second cup of coffee and I'm sailing that away.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Sitting alone, my friends all gone home. You never were around, I needed them.
Okay, this part I will pause and explain. There was one time that me and my friends in the band, we had a show to go to, and we went to a convenience store in this really, really small town called Hockley Village, and we bought milk, homogenized milk, really, really old expired milk. And wow, this is really taking me back. I remember Mango Fandango. This was like one of my favorite little drinks at the health food store I worked at. So I guess I gave him a shout out in this video. I didn't remember that. But yeah, a little fat phobic, I will say, I guess. Stolen from obese cows. I wouldn't make such a joke today. It was a different time back then, I guess. Expires June 1908. But we went into this convenience store. I forget why. And we were already kind of late for the show we were supposed to go to. And the guy who ran the convenience store was like, do you want these? Because we were looking at the milk. Yo, it's so expired. And he was like, do you want them? You can have them for free. You just take them all. And we took them all. And I thought this was so cool at the time, less so now. We drove, we were like, what are we going to do with it? And we went to like a children's playground at a school and we poured it all over the slide. Yeah. That isn't a cool thing to do. But I guess at the time we were like, we're rock stars. We're punk. We're punk. Ha. We're fighting against the system. I don't know what we were thinking. But apparently at the time I thought it was cool enough to immortalize in the music video. I don't know.
Thinking of girls with your fingers in my curls. Too young to understand how love begins. Come on back.
Okay. Crap. I'm trying to figure out what I should do here. Also, this is a shout out to another Flash animator, Cafe. But, oh God. I remember there is an Easter egg. There is an Easter egg right here. I don't know. I can't remember why this lady is a robot. Was there any reason for that? Oh, because she got milk splashed in her face, I guess. And the Easter egg is you click on this egg, but I forget what happens. What happens if I click on this? Oh God, should I do it? Is it going to be something weird? Here's me in the back seat being nervous, drumming on my lap. Classic move from high school chill goblin. Let's try. Easter egg. Oh wow, there's a bunch of stuff on here. This is so me. This is so me. Wow. Click here to watch the rough cut. Why would you ever do that? What do you mean rough cut? Like an earlier version of it? Click here for Jim Kelly on Wikipedia. Why would I even put this in with the Easter eggs? Yeah, our name was Black Belt Kelly, and we were named after Jim Kelly, who's like the martial artist, the black guy from Enter the Dragon, who's he's in a movie called Black Belt Jones and Black Belt Jones 2, aka The Tattoo Connection. Because my punk band, we used to watch a lot of kung fu movies. Anyway, click on over here to watch with commentary. I guess that's what we're doing right now. What the crap? I clicked that egg by mistake. Don't click here. This is not an Easter egg. This is a death egg. Well, what the heck is that? Oh, no commentary yet. Okay, I didn't do that. I guess I didn't add commentary. What the crap? I clicked that egg by mistake. I guess that's taking us back. Well, what's a death egg? I kind of want to know what a death egg is. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. That scared me. It actually took me to 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Okay, which is apparently no longer what it used to be. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? That's nuts. That took me to 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Okay, I shouldn't have clicked there. Oh, man, I just got like... Yeah. I just got fucking... I don't know. A lot of adrenaline. Okay, anyway. What? Sorry? What were we saying? Should we read the Jim Kelly Wikipedia page? The rough cut? Yeah, I don't really want to watch that. Okay, what the crap? I clicked the egg by mistake. Hell yeah. Sick. Oh, and now I think I gotta mute it. Yes, mute. Okay, and then the actual Gordon Lightfoot song plays over the credits. I'm on my 2nd cup of coffee and I still can't face the day. Waiting for a lady who got lost along the way. And if I don't stop this trembling... Hey, Colin Mockery. Yeah, you recognize that, eh? Yeah. So, I was very influenced by the Flash animator... what's his name? Too Much Spare Time, TMST, also known as NSFW. And he would do what one of my bandmates, the bass player, the guy on the right, no, not bass player, he's rhythm guitar. What he's doing, where that was like the official Colin Mockery dance. So I did that as a tribute to TMST and his videos. Yeah. And yeah, on the bass player's shoes, he's sort of doing this kind of like, I don't know, Russian dance. It's got the Jim Kelly's face on it. There's Jim Kelly in the background there. There's me. That's a real dance that I do. I think I even do this in the intro song. It's a real thing. And this one, I don't know, just a classic little dance. Classic little dance. Yeah, we recorded a whole fucking EP, and it was cool. I wish I still had a copy of it. This is the only song I still have. And oh, you can see my animation over here going back and forth. I was pretty proud of it. It's like goes from a coffee to a tank, which is the Newgrounds symbol. Yeah, fun stuff. Replay Newgrounds.com. Did I have to include a Newgrounds.com thing, maybe? Yeah. That is... Yeah, no, I want to hear that EP. That's lost media, dude. That's lost media. I don't think we got that anymore. Wow. I have not watched that in a long time. My first ever submittable Flash. It's a Gordon Lightfoot song covered by a punk band I drummed for in grade 9. I thought it'd be cool to animate. It's extremely fast. The animation chronicles a mostly true event. Anyway. Look for the Easter egg. I'll give you a hint. Car egg car, egg car. Stats. 297 layers, 2,400 frames, 24 frames per second. I guess that means the music video itself is exactly 100 seconds. Weird. 211 symbols, 2 months of my life. I have not changed at all. I'm the same goddamn guy. I'm the same goddamn guy I always was in the world. Wow, what a weird, that was I will be honest, a little uncomfortable. But it was mostly nice. Aside from the fact where I fucking sent myself to twogirlsonecup.com. Jesus Christ. Hamster dance. Yeah, classic. No. Yeah, that's right. Colin Mockery was he wasn't involved in it at all, but like this, I forget what it was called. There's some name for this like style of video. It was big on Albino Black Sheep, which also published this video. Anyway, I don't know. I met the guy who runs Albino Black Sheep once because he's a Toronto guy, and I met him at a random Reddit meetup. I'm not the type of guy that would go to one of those on purpose, but I just ended up at one, and I had a great time. And I was talking to people, and I met this one guy, and he's like, I run a site, Albino Black Sheep. And for years, Albino Black Sheep was my fucking home page. When I turned on my computer, it went straight to Albino Black Sheep. And I was like, dude, really? And I was like, we had such a deep conversation because I'd seen everything that they posted on there. And I was like, dude, you've posted some of my videos, man. You got my second cup of coffee and this and that. And he's like, oh, really? Oh, dude, I like those ones. And he was so nice. Forget his name. Great guy. Fully support him. Yes, I got a brand new chair. It's a gamer chair. It's a gamer chair and it's a little orange. So I'm gonna make it green somehow, maybe. If anyone has any suggestions as to how to change the color of a chair, please let me know, because I don't want it to be orange. It's not my branding. I guess I could just put like an orange blanket or a green blanket on it. No. I gotta do something. Hard to change orange to green. It's hard to change orange to green. You could add blue. But I don't know. I could just paint green on top of it, but I feel like that would flake off. Anyway, whatever. I'll look it up. There's got to be a way to adjust the color of pleather. I think we can. What's it called? I think we can call it a night, though. I don't think we need to watch the second cup of coffee song again. God, jeez, yeah. No, I would not write some of the stuff. Not do some of the stuff the same way, but a lot of it, I'm like, yeah, that is exactly how I still do shit. Man, I used to love Easter eggs. I used to love putting in little secret things, and I guess I still do that, but not so much. I also was very influenced by Homestar Runner and like Strong Bad Emails and those animations, where every animation had like 600 Easter eggs. So I had to put it in there. I had to do that all the programming too. Like I even added in like little buttons to pause and step forward, step backwards, like frame by frame, because that's what TMST did. And that's honestly how I learned a lot of animation, was watching TMST videos and then watching them frame by frame and seeing how he did different things. And you can see me stealing a lot of his moves in this, and I still use a lot of his techniques when I animate shit now. Anyway, I hope that was enjoyable. Mr. E, thanks for sharing that. You're welcome, dude. Or yeah, Mr. E. Yeah, I got like, I've been seeing you're always like, share a cartoon. I'm like, I don't really have a cartoon. And I was suddenly like, actually, I do have cartoon. I could show. That was fun. I've decided that was fun overall. For some reason, it was stressful for me, but no, overall, it was fun. Gang, let's call it a day. All right, we're calling it a day. We're calling it a done deal. Make sure you join the Gob Cord, follow me, subscribe. And once again, we are no longer streaming on Wednesdays. And that's the bad news. The good news is I will be releasing a main channel video soon, I hope. Yeah, no, soon. I'm going to say soon, for sure. Script will be done by the end of the month. That's my promise. Dang. All right, we're done. Gang.
I really wanted to go to the cookout.
Fangs forward, faith up.
Bottoms up, and the devil laughs.
Bottoms up, the devil laughs. Rock on. Keep on rocking in the free world.
And I know, as an actual pizza fan,
it serves you fucking rich guys right.
They're so dadgum compromised.
Here we go again.
Here we go again with another ending of a Chill Goblin stream. Blap. What? How do I end this again? Oh, yes, like this.
I wanted to air this because I got sent this and I saw this and I watched most of it. I didn't see it all this morning. It's like 30 minutes long, but I watched part of it. And the guy's saying he's criticizing me because you do that, you don't get banned by the algorithm. And he's just one surfer coming on the waves we created. So he pretty much gets it. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name, Extra Chill Goblin. We always like goblin jokes. I don't know why. I made goblin jokes years ago that became super viral, so whatever. Yeah. We'll air that. So here's Extra Chill Goblin, then Harrison Smith takes over. Here it is. Extra Chill Goblin. He pretty much gets it. Dirty. He's also got a pretty ridiculous name. Extra Chill Goblin Vomit, Slop, and Blood. I thought it was entertaining and informative. He's got a goblin guide charging into a goblin's nest. I don't want to see him kissing goblins. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin. Literal vampire belly goblins are hobbling around coming after us. Extra chill goblin.